Welcome to the third annual Stubby Awards, the most prestigious night in niche nostalgia television podcasting. I am Mike Robertson, joined as always by Mike Taylor. Mike, can you believe it? We are back here again, almost exactly 1 year to the date for another Stubbies.
Sorry if I sound out of breath. I just got off that damn red carpet, and you want to talk about? I was hanging out with Bud Pomeroy.
Oh,
Sid the waiter was out there. Greek waiters with not with swords, big knives. Richard Roundtree. Everyone's in character, and everybody's pumped for this evening.
boy, who would be the best and worst person as the character to run into on the red carpet?
Oh, Honest Tex. Absolutely Honest Tex.
Both,
He's in his
both answers.
sweatsuit with cowboy boots and cowboy hat. Yeah, easily Honest Tex.
Poor Honest Tex. Will we see Honest Tex? Who knows? There's a lot of people this year. Tonight we are here to do 22 awards. We started out with 16 in our first season, 20 last year. We're up to 22. Who knows? By season 9, we might have 100 awards.
115 awards, but
as I say every year, this one is kind of for us. So we hope you all enjoy it, but we kind of do this to serve as a season in review, kind of a time capsule of everything that happened during our Love Boat season. Because, what we got to do? Go back and watch all these? No. But we wanted to kind of honor the best and the worst of season 3. And this season was interesting, Mike. And I think we'll have a few different categories that are very, very heavy and a few categories that are very, very light. So
I enjoy the Stubbies, obviously, because I'm a Stubbies guy, which I've said for, every Stubby award now. But I feel like in addition to like a wrap up, right, for each season, I also feel like it's a celebration of that mark in time. We're one season closer, right, to the completion of the project, and we're what, a third?
we're basically
Roughly a
we can
third?
say a third now, I think, because
About a third?
there's only 4 episodes in season 10. So I'm comfortable with saying we are a third of what they've done, which, when we talked about this all those years ago, I don't know that we thought we'd still be in here, so I'm proud. I'm
No,
proud of us for that. And I'm happy that people are paying attention, because I think if it was just us talking into the ether, we probably would have moved on to
we could have
something
just
else.
done this on the phone.
Yeah.
They could have. But at the same time, maybe I misspoke. It's not so much a celebration that there's another one completed. It's just a celebration of like what another chapter of this story
Yeah.
success that we've been successfully gone through. So it's not like I'm not happy we're closer to the end. I've just really enjoyed season 3, and this is the perfect way to sort of put a bow on it.
It's our one shining moment.
It is.
But except we couldn't get Luther. We
Clip
couldn't.
show.
We couldn't get
Oh,
Luther Vandross. You had said that on last year's episode. Me and Mike both went back and listened to the
yeah.
Stubbies from last season, so we'll definitely be referencing that. But you referred to this as our clip show, and it kind of is,
We'll have
in a
clips.
way.
We do the clips ourselves, basically.
Yeah. I would
Yeah.
be interested to see. Now I know what my ballot looks like, and it's a wide array, but I'd be interested to see if every episode gets represented. I don't know that that's the case in 25 episodes, but it's close.
Well, it's funny, as we were going through coming up with the nominees, I didn't limit myself to the number of nominees. You know what I mean? So like, if I ended up with 9 best kids, that was fine. And at the end, I sort of whittled down and thought about
that's
it.
what I do. Yeah, I have a list. I have, and honestly, I have called them honorable mentions, called them whatever.
Yeah.
This year, I probably did more self-editing in that process before I put them in, because there were just some people I'm like, well, you're not going to win.
Right,
It's
right,
like,
right.
so. But there's other categories where I'm like, well, yes, you are a body that will fill a spot. So,
I think that we are in for a shocking evening, sir. Shocking.
So a couple just notes and then a question for you, Mike, before we begin. So like I said, there will be 22 awards. Mike and I will alternate hosting the categories. I'll be odds. Mike will be evens, as is generally, I think, the tradition. Each category will have a number of nominees: 5, 3, 1, maybe 0 in one category, and we will just kind of tick them down from top or from ascending order till we get to number 1. Then, when we have finished our nominees, we will discuss who should be the actual winner. Now, the perfect scenario is that we both have the same number 1.
Right. Which happens. It happened a few times last year.
So my question is, Mike,
Hmm.
22 awards. Let's call it 21 because there's
Oh,
one.
didn't we do this last year too?
How many
Yeah.
will we both have the same top answer? Now, this includes categories that we kind of know there is only one answer, but I'm just asking. I'm setting
Hmm.
under at 5.5.
Under.
Okay.
I say an easy under.
Okay. I think you're probably right. Because I will.
Although
Well, yeah, that's
one
what I'm saying.
turn here could be.
Yeah.
I say under still.
Okay.
If I'm a betting man, I would say under.
So we will keep track of that. One fun thing that I don't know that we'll need it this year because I don't think either of us are going to be dug in on a lot.
Oh,
But
we're throwing no flags this year.
each of us has a challenge flag. We've only ever thrown one challenge
Yeah.
flag out of 4 potential flags, but that is where if one of us is absolutely positively dedicated to somebody winning, you can throw the flag and the other person cannot contest. We've only used that once. That was for the best female last year. And yeah, like I said, it's going to be a lot of discussion. And I think more than any other year, this is the one where I did the ballot in a way that I think is reflective more of how you do it. I was very much interested in getting a lot of people nominations.
Sure.
And
then
so
whittle.
I may have spread the wealth around, not for the winners necessarily, but I may have spread the wealth around a little more because there were just some categories that were so stocked and it just didn't seem fair, especially for the people that are only on once. I like being able to say Stubby nominee so and so.
What's funny is that I thought about that as well, but I backed off doing that because for me, and maybe it's a new philosophy looking at it this year, is I feel like you have to stand by that performance.
Yeah.
So let's say like last year you have a Sonny Bono type of thing where he's a multiple Stubby winner in the same season. Like I wouldn't want to take that away.
Understood. Totally agree.
But I totally see what you're saying too.
And I think that's interesting that we maybe switched a little bit. And I think part of that is just maybe our opinions on how the season went. And of course, we'll kind of.
Well, and then what we like specifically don't like in our perfect Love Boat episodes.
Right.
Each of us are probably a little different.
And we'll kind of be able, I know doing this whole process, you kind of realize, okay, this is what kind of season it was.
Right.
These are what kind of episodes they were. This is kind of the trends, all that stuff. You kind of, once you kind of write it down, right, you kind of see it all.
Mm-hmm.
So, and just to keep the viewer, I have a very controversial a winner towards the end of the ballot. So
Same here.
So 22 categories. We will get started here. Now, this year I was a little more judicious with the ballot order in that the best categories went down the ballot a little further.
Yeah, I like that. That's how the Oscars. Well, that's yeah.
Yeah, tried to mix it up. It wasn't worst to first, but it was definitely a mix. So we are starting with a category that in previous years has been a real heavy hitter.
Loaded. Not
and
this year.
This year, not so much. Best part-time crew member, 5 nominees. Good luck. Male, female performance by any staff member that is not part of the regular crew. Season 1 winner, of course, Bob Crane as Teddy Anderson.
Amazing. Wasn't he a multiple? Wasn't he a multiple?
He was. I think he won Best Male as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Season 2 winner, Larry Storch as Chief Engineer Tony Santini. So a real male-driven category so far.
Tony.
So, Mike, before we get into it, why do you think we had such few crew members? What is that? Like,
I don't know. I think it was an easy way, or it was an easy in for storytelling purposes, and it's so easy to do. I don't know why you wouldn't continue to do it. or maybe they felt like, oh well, Jill, like Vicky's new. I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought it was. I mean, we had a few, but it wasn't.
No, not like the
There were
list.
no
Not
Larry
yeah.
Storches this season. Let's be
No,
honest.
no, and it just very. It just felt like the easiest thing in the world.
Yes.
And as you'll see by some of these nominees, it was
Well,
hard getting to 5.
I had to think outside the box a bit, but yeah.
So we begin with my 5th nomination, number 5. It is the Tea and Biscuits steward who is wearing the blue windbreaker in the Spider Serenade. This is the guy that Gopher asked to get Jill St. John some tea and biscuits. So, and he wore that weird jacket that we've never seen before or since.
One of the deepest categories in Stubby history right here, ladies and gentlemen. My number 5 is the unnamed crew member who nearly runs over Neil Rich with a luggage cart. I see what's happening here. Yeah.
Yeah. Number 4. This number 4. This guy is now a multiple Stubby nominee. That'd be James Dobson as Anderson the steward, who came back, dropped off some hot milk to Foxy Brown, and left, and that was it. But that gets you a nomination on this season.
How did I forget that in my list of nominees? Oh man. Well, I'm glad he got his name. He got to hear his name this evening. Again, I went a different route. My number 4 is from Greek Night, the Flaming Swordsman. 2 appearances.
As soon as you mentioned them on the red carpet, I was like, that's definitely a good one.
Yeah, I almost wish I didn't say that.
And I'm assuming you don't have these guys on the rest of your ballot, but those guys were slightly better than remember the Baked Alaska Army there was at one point where those guys just came out of.
The Baked Alaska Army. That's just
Number 3, as we continue with people who don't have names. Number 3, this is the nameless gift shop worker, the female, who tracked down that shawl and sold a expensive engagement ring to the person who couldn't pay for it.
Oh, that's right. The worst person, the person that does a terrible job. I don't collect any money, but I give out expensive things.
She was in 4 scenes. Not only didn't get a name on the show, didn't even get an IMDb credit. I looked a little bit. I didn't look that hard, but it's like, if she had won, I guess I would have had to find her. We couldn't just do nameless winner, but
yeah. My number 3 on a technicality is Jill Whelan as Vicky Stubing.
Oh, that is a technicality.
Just based on number of episodes in a season versus how much she appeared. She was technically a part-time crew member.
It's like a 6-man who doesn't start.
Kind of. Well, even a 6-man gets to start. She's like the 9th man, so Chuck Person was never the 9th man. But anyway.
Number 2.
Yeah.
This guy, we saw him last week. And honestly, almost Henry Pollock II as Pierre, the tuxedo shop proprietor, was amazing in his 90 seconds in a store we didn't know we had and we didn't know we needed.
That was my number 2. I'm sorry. That was not my number 2. I apologize. My number 2 is Sid Gould as Sid the waiter.
Yeah.
Leaving.
Yeah. So your number
Pierre.
Right. Yeah. And my number 1 is Sid Gould. So
he had more appearances.
So let me say this. Yeah. I seriously thought about it, either one, because here's the thing. Sid was very good. He was in 4. Whereas Pierre was only in 1.
Yeah, but bang for your buck.
Pierre was better than Sid, not by a lot, but in his 1 appearance. And let's just say, do we really want Sid Gould 2-time Stubby winner? So if you want to go with Henry Pollock as Pierre as the winner, I am okay with that.
Well, let me ask you: did Sid earn it just because he was clocking in and put in some hours?
I will say
the performance of Pierre put him above.
I will say you could take, if you took the best Sid and the best Pierre should get it. So yeah, I agree. You're right. That is not what this award is, right? There is an award. There is an award for multiple appearances. So yes, I agree.
I would go.
I agree.
You know what? I would. I would say that.
So congratulations. What an upset. Henry
Wow.
Pollock, the second as Pierre. You are our first Stubby winner of the night. And you got in under the wire. This might be the first time we ever had somebody in our final episode of the season pick up an award, but he was
swooped right in.
Just that good. I had a question.
Yes, sir.
Would the inclusion of boat executives be something we should think about for next season? And also, would it have changed your voting? There's a lot of ship line. There's a lot of ship line executives this year.
But I don't know if I'd consider them
crew.
No, because
I'm not disagreeing.
Consider them crew. No. They're like VIPs.
I agree. And listen, we can't possibly have less crew members next year than we did this year. So because this was terrible. So congratulations to Pierre. You are the first winner of a Stubby for season 3.
Pierre. Best kid. 5 nominees: male, female performance by anyone referenced as a college student or younger. Season 1 winner James Bond III is Theo Dennison. Season 2 winner Melissa Gilbert as Rocky Simpson. My 5th nominee is Stephen Manley as Kevin. Daddy's Pride, episode 61.
Okay, we'll get to that later.
Oh, no. Is he your
number
one?
Number 5 for me.
Yeah.
Now this may be illegal, but I'm going to go with it. But it's not the only illegal one I have. I'm going with Jackie Earle Haley as Paul Turner's fake son in episode 9. He probably fit the qualification. He definitely wasn't as young as he said he was, but I really liked the whole Paul Turner thing. Was funny, and he was really good at flinging butter across the room. So
I always viewed him as like that. Remember that Bugs Bunny commercial where it's like that gangster and he put
Baby Huey,
like baby. Like I was like, he's like 28 years old. Jackie, driving a Trans Am.
That's why he got the fit. As usual, my 5th nominee is the haha kind of suspicious one. So yeah.
My number 4 is Mark Jones's Little Jimmy Hopkins, Matchmaker, episode number 68.
Exact same person in the exact same slot for me. He was very good. And I stumbled across something very interesting today. His father in that Cleon Little was named Andy Hopkins, which was also the name of Ray Bolger in his final episode on the Love Boat. Come on, guys.
That's because they didn't think anyone would even pay any attention.
They didn't think anyone would remember that.
No one's remembering that. Now my number 3, Nancy McKeon as Penny Barrett in Daddy's Pride. Again, second nominee from me from the same episode, same award.
I'm fascinated to see where you're going with this. Number 3 for me, Johnny Timko as Danny Harris, episode 14 of this season. He, of course, was the daughter or the son of Jessica Walter, who had to fight old Kurt Stansel, his damn teacher, showing up on the boat and soliciting his mom.
That is my number 2. Johnny Timko as Danny Harris making the grade. Okay.
I really thought he was good in terms of like, as far as Vicky with other kids on the boat, that was the best one I thought this season.
It was.
Well, we're going to get it a lot, but
well, it was up there with some of Vicky's best.
Oh, I swear to God. Okay. Number 2 for me is Nancy McKeon as Penny Barrett.
Okay.
Not just for her acting, but obviously for her elite gymnastics.
Well, who needs a body double, Mike? Not Nancy.
Yep.
My number 1. Okay, now think. Okay, I'm gonna explain it, and then if I have to defend it, I'll defend it. I'm not dying on this hill, as I think I said that 15 times during the second Stubbies. No flag will be used on this one by me. Ronnie Scribner as Keith Gaines, Tres Amigos, simply because he convinced the other 2 kids to cut themselves. That's it. It's the only reason.
So he was like my first cut. If you had really been upset about Jackie Earle Haley, I would have had him on there. So like, I get it. I just hated that storyline so much.
I'm not in love with any of these. Like, more than.
So I obviously have Stephen Manley as Kevin, as number 1. That guy was just firing off zingers. He was gonna fight Mr. Barrett. He had that sweet red like lounge outfit that he was wearing.
Well, he had that smart ass sort
Oh, he was
of.
such a good smart ass. His parents weren't around.
I think
Um,
it's tough for me to say out of these five. Like, is Ronnie Scribner do a better job as Kevin? I'm splitting hairs with with Best Kid because this list was pared down with Ritter's Ritter's son. That whole or Joyce DeWitt's son.
oh yeah, he was
I
on.
couldn't do
Yeah,
that. Like,
no,
so
no.
there's a lot of. I'm not opposed with going as Kevin on for
I'm kind of
Dan's
passionate
friend.
about Kevin getting it. Like that was when I filled out the list. He started at the top, and I figured out everybody else afterwards. So
I can go with
if you
that.
don't really care,
No,
I'd like
no.
that one. So
Congratulations, Stephen
congratulations,
Manley.
Stephen Manley as Kevin. Sorry to Ronnie Scribner, but you'll always have Salem's Lot. So,
And that
so
scar on your hand.
that's right. All right,
Oh
let's see.
boy,
The
are we
third
in for a
award.
treat.
Oh, a Mike Taylor favorite. Now, for those of you that listened to our recent bonus episode, this is called the Norman Fell Award, but it's all just in good fun. We're just kidding around.
Yeah.
3 nominations for the most disappointing performance from a guest star this season based on effort, expectation, and performance. Last year's winner, this has only been handed out once. There was no season 1 award. Season 2 went to Bob Denver as Jason Markham because he was playing a 15-year-old and he was like 55.
A 53-year-old playing a guy going through puberty just doesn't work.
So these nominees were not as, I don't think it was as obvious now that we've kind of fleshed out the award a little bit. But it pains me to have 2 of these people in here because they were really good performers in previous seasons. But number 3 for me, Eve Plum as Terry Carlson. That was in the horrendous honeymoon episode. They just didn't give her anything to do. Again, this isn't always your fault, right?
No. I agree.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is.
Sometimes it is, and sometimes it isn't. This is just one of those things where they gave her nothing to do, and the little bit she had to do, she wasn't particularly good at it. So
super disappointing. I think
yeah,
her performance defines what we're looking for. Sadly, in this award, I have the same. Eve Plum is
yeah,
also my number 3.
yeah, and I knew you would. So number 2, this is disappointing as a follow up for a lot of reasons, but I have Sonny Bono as Benny Carter from last season. Pretty brutal storyline in terms of their half of it. Red Buttons was fantastic in which was essentially a Christmas episode storyline, and Sonny Bono just low energy, not very interesting.
Yeah.
And I hated to give this to him after his tour de force in season 2, but it was kind of lame.
Interesting. I went a different route. Sonny Bono did not make my list this year. Instead, now the definition of the award is the most disappointing performance. Okay. I needed something from James MacArthur last episode so bad, and he could not have disappointed me more. My number 2 is James MacArthur's Scott Burgess, Marriage of Convenience, episode number 76. He gave nothing.
Yeah, we will probably further talk about James MacArthur, but don't disagree.
Well, this is exciting now. And now I'm curious if this is going to be our first match.
I think it's very possible to be our first match because I really don't know where you would go otherwise. For number 1, I have in what was, I believe, our actual Christmas episode. That would be Richard Roundtree as Sleepy Dave Wilbur.
That is also my number 1 pick.
There you go.
Richard Roundtree, congratulations. Yeah, as I'm doing that, I was like, it's easy. That was an easy one. And then I'm thinking, who else could Mike have picked? If it's not
a hard
Eve
one.
Plum.
Yeah, and I wasn't going to pick Eve Plum.
No, I wanted to, but I did. But
yeah.
Richard Roundtree wouldn't let me.
Well, right, and it's that thing where we made a lot of jokes about that whole thing, him being so sleepy and lethargic and everything. But it's like, understandably, that could be a character choice to a point, right? But that was so far beyond that. Even if it was a joke, it was just like, that was so much Sleepy Dave.
If it was the character, they would have alluded to it. They would have said something like, "Oh, like
he's had mono
Joe.
for 4 years." Yeah,
he doesn't. Yeah, his blood pressure is just, it can't even measure it. It's so low. Yeah, And I was disappointed too when I saw him and the cast of that episode. Oh, Robert Guillaume. I love Robert Guillaume, Pam Grier, and this. It's just
Well, and it kind of set
nothing.
that was such a, like, if you could have most disappointing storyline in terms of
Oh,
what I wanted it to be,
what lineup versus performance?
right? And it was
Yeah,
just like, and again, they're all so good that it wasn't quote unquote bad. And I think we made it better than it was probably with
I
some
think
of that.
so. I
It's
think
actually one
so.
of our funnier episodes, I think, because of that.
I thought so.
But yeah, very, and just, it's also that thing where I do give more weight to the people that are only on once,
Yes, same.
because that's the only shot we're gonna have, So,
Well,
but
because I can say with confidence that it was the material given to Eve Plum in
yes,
that honeymoon pressure story versus
right.
the story they gave her the first time. So I wouldn't. I feel this. I wouldn't. I wouldn't say that I gave her benefit of the doubt by not giving her. Okay, she should get this award. But I feel like I knew better. Like if we had Fell on twice, what would we do if we had him on twice and the second time like would we have to rename the award?
I don't think we would have come in as hot because we have done the thing where it's like, I'm gonna hold my fire until, right, or
Yeah,
something like that. I
yeah,
just,
that's true.
when we know they're not coming back for whatever reason, we can be a little more certain about things.
Well, and
So
I think Mr. Roundtree earned every second of what we were saying.
yeah, yeah,
But
because it neutered the character in a way too, where
oh
it's just like
god,
no one would. I was gonna say react like that, but no one would not react like that,
yeah, there's
ever.
nothing.
So interesting first three here: Henry Pollock the second, Stephen Manley, and Richard
Yeah,
Roundtree. What a interesting table that'll be in the back.
that is a fun after party so far.
And who will join them in this next category?
Well, best animal, Mike. Winner only. Any on-screen animal. This is where I play the Crickets soundtrack. I missed Cricket the dog and Lucille the chimpanzee. This was not a year
Not
of any
one.
animals.
Not one.
Not one.
How do you not have one by
Traveling with a
accident?
dog or a cat.
Anything.
Well, they did have dolphins frolicking on the side of the
We didn't
boat.
see them though.
We didn't see them. We heard about them. They were alleged dolphins.
I guess that could have been it. Yeah,
And they were scabs too. They weren't even dolphins. They were just other fish that looked like dolphins.
I already know that we will not suffer the same fate next season.
Thank God.
So, but
Throw Benji
unbelievable.
on the boat. Throw
So what?
Blassie,
So here's
something.
why do you think,
I don't
is there an
know.
actual reason? Did their animal trainer get fired? Like, is that?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. It's such an easy.
Yeah.
How easy was the Lucille the chimpanzee? She just ate everything. It was
Well,
great. Comedy
and
gold.
right. It's like between the animal and the crew, it's just weird that we had such a hollow first few.
Yeah, no
Um,
animal.
Now, the good thing is this allows us a natural space to give out a very prestigious award, Mike, that we've already announced previously. So everyone get on your feet and congratulate the Aubrey Skarsgård Memorial Governor's Award for excellence and special achievement in a Love Boat adjacent program for this season. And the winner, Bert Convey, who starred not. First
Sorry.
of all, former Stubby nominee on his own right, so it's not like he's like a stranger to us. But he, of course, was in both the Charlie's Angels and Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders bonus episodes that we did. He starred as Paul Hollister in Charlie's Angels, and he was Lyman Spencer.
He was great.
He was great in both, in
Great.
completely different roles. And we have now seen Bert Convey in 3 things in the last 2 years, and I honestly cannot wait to see him whenever he shows back up on this boat, or if we can find another bonus
Anything with
project
Bert
that,
Convey.
that makes
Just-
it. He was
He was
amazing.
amazing. He just gets it. And that hair,
Yeah.
just everything about it. Crowds
all over the
They're
place.
fired up.
Who
But yeah, no, that's good. Good for him, man.
So this is probably a decent spot. So we did 4 bonus episodes
Right.
in this thing. Any other like highlights or memorable things that you would kind of think in this spot?
Oh boy, that's a good one. I would say Well, number one, the Dallas Cowboy bonus one where it was a Love Boat crossover with how somehow they got the Love Boat through the Panama Canal
That
to
was
the
the Charlie's Angels
Caribbean.
one. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
that was interesting. Yeah, the Ropers I think was interesting learning more about the backstory with Norman Fell, and it look, obviously this is a snapshot of what's going on in a week on ABC on this show, but it's interesting to get a little more context from some of these other shows, and
Yeah,
I think it adds a little more.
I um I think it was good to see shows that I really have never seen as an adult,
Yeah.
which is nice. I will say, from a good perspective, I think there's absolutely a world where the Dallas Cowboys cheerleader theme song would have won a Stubby if it was eligible for best song.
That
That's
was a good
a
one.
friggin' banger.
It
I
is.
will also say it gave us the opportunity to see two of the worst episodes of television I've ever seen, which is The American Girls and that last episode of The Ropers. Just absolutely horrible. And the worst acting I've ever seen, Bucky Dent. So everyone, congratulations on that.
And a strong theme song. I just don't
Yeah,
sleep on that
I'm
Roper's
not.
theme song.
I'm not.
And I'm sure that we're going to explore some other shows this next season. I look forward to see what direction we go with
Yeah,
some of these.
we
What
we
else was
have
on
some.
episodes?
We will always stay ready for stuff that comes up
Yeah,
organically, but we also have some interesting stuff in the hopper for season 4 bonus episodes. So stay tuned, as they say. All right, back to the awards. Um,
oh, I love this one part.
Best horn
Let's
dog,
go.
male female performance. That was the horniest
Oh
and
boy.
most sex starved of the season. Previous winners, the Babe Ruth of this category, Carol White as Penny Jacobs. We have yet to approach her at all.
Oh, amazing.
Last year's winner, David Doyle as Alvin McNair, the man who loved women. This was interesting. I'm pretty happy with my first one, but I think I will say this: it took it was interesting this year. It was a lot of different shapes to the answer. So,
I agree.
my third one, my third one's a little interesting, and I could have gone a lot of different directions here, but I went with Dak Rambo as Peter Welsh. Now he,
Okay.
of course, he is quote unquote engaged to Barbie Benton. We find out that
This
he's
guy.
a lifelong bachelor. He is hitting on a woman as they get on the boat in front of her. He hits on this woman the whole time. He gets diagnosed with dying. And then his first instinct on his Rumspringer, I guess, is to go hook up with this woman while Barbie Benton stands there.
So dumb.
You know, so probably not the best nomination, but I just felt like he deserved. Anybody who gets a death diagnosis and then goes out and chases a woman, I don't know. Good for you, I
This guy.
guess. So
Singles, one task at a time
yeah,
here. My number three, a little outside the box. I went with Phyllis Davis. I'm sorry, Phyllis Davis as Evelyn Miller in Doctor Who. Uh, yeah, she was quite the horn dog.
she was definitely on. She was definitely on my list.
Yeah,
Let's see, number 2. Uh, and I think this is more true to the initial
sure.
Penny Jacobs herself. Lois Hamilton as Angela. That was in episode 23. She only was on the screen for about a minute. She was the one who told Mr. Massey that she had been in quarantine for 6 weeks and was ready to go. And then when Massey got back, she was already gone with somebody else. So she was in it to win it.
That's a good one. My number 2 is Joe Namath as Rod Baylor. Rent a Romeo, and I will. I went with Hot Tub Angela as my number 1.
Very good. Very good. So my first of all, Namath, the only reason I didn't go with Namath was we were told about it more than we saw.
Yeah, he just took
I
more vitamin.
right.
What was it? He took vitamin
Vitamin
D.
E.
Vitamin
Vitamin
E.
E. Yeah. For erection, I think is what it
So
was.
funny. He was good. He was funny in this.
He was very good. The athletes were pretty good this year. And Reggie was good. The athletes have been weirdly fine. Like
It's just
for
the Tennille's of the world that really,
the singer's
bring
not
the
as
average
much.
down.
So
Jesus.
I went with and you did not like a lot of the people in this whole storyline. I went with J.P. Morgan as Olivia Brinkley. She is the one who went on with her sister,
Yes.
where they would have the trip every year.
She was married. The other one was married. The one was
Right.
married. And she didn't want. Yeah, that's a
JP
good one.
Morgan, if you remember, JP Morgan was the one who we decided had sex with every American League shortstop from
That's right.
1979.
That's right. We were just naming random shortstops for 40 minutes. Yeah. Oh,
So
I that's a tough one to argue with.
I
I
am
forgot about
fine
her.
with the hot tub lady just because I feel like that is the spirit. That is the
It's the
Penny Jacobs.
classic definition of
That is the Penny
best corn
Jacobs
dog.
spirit. Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
again,
So,
we didn't see anything,
I agree.
but we did see Hot Tub Angela go to work.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
So
Congratulations, Lois
congratulations.
Hamilton.
What a great weird ass group of names we have so far.
Well,
So,
yeah, no
especially
kidding.
because,
Like
well,
who?
and I think this is where, like, when I backloaded the ballot a little bit, it's like we're gonna end up with like just insanely talented, historically good actors, but we also have Stephen Manley and Lois Hamilton.
Lois Hamilton mix and no animal and a
No,
blank for
right,
best
and
animal.
a zero. I think next year's winner gets 2. We should do it like Skins.
We should. That's funny. That's funny. Next category: best storyline. 5 nominees: best individual segment from the past season, based on plot, acting, and entertainment value. Uh, Season 1 winner, no award was given. Season 2 winner, The Kissing Bandit, Billy Crystal, fantastic storyline. I'll give you my number 5. My number 5 is The Audit Couple. Season 3, episode 5, with Phyllis Diller, comes to audit Stubing.
Is that mainly because of the ice bucket of money?
It was just she
She was really
great,
good.
and
She really
it was
was.
just worked. She was fantastic.
Yeah, she really was good. And they did a really good job of, because she was essentially 2 characters in that, it really like broke up the
Yeah.
fact that it's like it wasn't just, oh, the IRS, so
And it was Phyllis Diller, but then it wasn't. It was great.
right.
Yeah, I thought she was buttoned up. Yeah,
Yeah.
great.
And I will say this, I probably under serviced Phyllis Diller on my ballot. I will just say that.
Fair enough.
So
That's fair.
number 5 for me, and this is a one person tour de force here. Hey, jealousy. It's the James Gregory, Milton Benson, just basically 45 minutes roasting the male members of the crew. I think it was just like, I will say this, I had a harder time with this one than with Worst in terms of like numbers.
Right.
But so this was a 5th one. A lot of them could have been, but it was just like, that's definitely a memorable effort. And I thought the rest of the story was good. Even the weird ending made sense, so they
Right.
landed it. But that was 5 for me.
I'm going to go number 4. Oh, I'm on the fence with my 4
Oh,
and 3.
changing on the fly? You're not sticking to your board?
Well, I have the 4 and 3, but one of them's too. Let's do this. Number 3, One Rose a Day.
Wait. Oh, are you doing 4?
I'm sorry. Number 4 is One Rose a Day. Again, what a great storyline that was.
Yeah, especially because it was like the
shining.
unintended consequence of her dead husband cock blocking her for 3 years.
He has a little. That thing unfolded. Jeez.
Yeah, and of course, just amazing acting.
Yeah.
In that one. My number 4, and it's interesting because there's some definite weird parts in it, but Vicky's First Love, which we just saw here recently.
Really?
Here's why I'll say it. First of all, yes, the Rex Smith hitting on Vicky stuff, very weird.
Street Hawk?
Yeah. But they got that under wraps in the first couple scenes.
Sure.
But then you had an A+ song, and you also had the best Stubing parenting, and I thought a real moment for Julie. And I thought Jill Whaling was really good in that after kind of being weird in that cult episode and stuff. So, yeah, I that one stuck with me a little bit more because of what it probably meant moving forward than what it actually was. But I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. My number 3 is Never Say Goodbye. The episode where Vicky joins the ship. That's my number 3.
Let's see. Number 3 for me Daddy's Pride
Okay.
from episode 10, Mr. Barrett, Stubby winner, Stephen Manley.
Yeah.
I thought the interaction between the kids was good. I thought there were only 3
Yeah.
people in that thing, and the interaction between all of them was really
They
good.
were great.
And I just thought it was like, I mean, just serious enough, but not really. But again, just like there were moments in that I will remember about this season as much as anything. So I really thought that was good.
Interesting. My my number 2 is Buddy and Portia's story from the Alaska wedding cruise. I really enjoyed that story, and what a strong story to start the season as well.
I only didn't go with anything from the two-parters just because they were so all-encompassing, but you're 1,000,000% right. I mean,
Yeah.
that was fantastic, and to your point, one of the ones you'll remember and got us off to such a better start than last season.
God, yeah, I was
So
so happy about that.
so my second one, I don't know if you'll agree just based on how you think about one of the characters, but What's a Brother For? With Mark and Tom Benton and Joan Van Ark.
Wait,
And I
this is
thought,
for best storyline?
think about it. It was like he was a heel, right? And he played the heel to the best. And and Joan Van Ark called him on his crap. I don't know. I really thought that was I think every year I always have one that's just like you might not like it, but it was really well done. And I
Fair
think
enough.
they got, I mean,
My
you
disdain for
hated
Matt clouds.
but you're supposed to hate him.
Yeah.
You know? So I think it's a very much a Captain Dave from last season for me.
That's a good comparison.
So
Yeah, that's a
where
good
it's-
comparison. My number 1, Mike, I'm
going to say we're going to agree.
Guy here.
Oh.
That is play by play. Really? I thought for sure that would end up in your top 5.
I can see you saying maybe it would have been 5th or something like that. And it was good. It was good for what it was. But, you know, I mean, just the fact that they couldn't even decide what the actual role they had, or the fact that they were on a boat during football season, that didn't make any sense.
And maybe again, it was more about Christopher George and his
Sure.
performance than the
Sure.
story, but somewhere it just elevated that story, in my opinion.
I am legit surprised. And not only do you not have this as number 1, you didn't even have it on your ballot. I'm absolutely stunned, actually. The best storyline of this season, to me, by miles,
really,
was Spider Serenade.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny you say that. That was in my list. That was like number 6, and I batted that around. It was either going to not make my list at all, or it was going to be number 1 or number 2.
I just think it hit every note perfectly, and I think even if you the gopher and the stockroom thing, and then that amazing scene when the ex-husband shows up out of thin air, and even the ending where Julie's like kind of like big sister, it was just I thought that was as good a storyline as we've seen from a serious point of view that they've ever done. So that was mine by a lot.
Interesting. No, I'm not willing to throw a flag on this play-by-play.
I will burn my flag if I have to for Spider Serenade, I think.
All right.
So I'm going to throw it early because I do think most of my ballot reflects kind of how that went. So, plus, I think I said many times during this season that I thought that. So I'm burning my flag. But yeah, Spider Serenade. Plus the fact that Fred Grandy wrote it, I think too.
He's good in these. He's great at writing episodes.
So I'm okay.
Very sweet story.
I'm okay burning my flag and also now leaving you up to God knows what for the rest of the.
I can't wait. This is the best thing that's happened to me in the last 44 minutes and 4 seconds. Let's go.
The flip side of this coin is worst storyline, and I will say I had very little trouble getting a lot of nominees for this one.
I had so many. 5
nominees. Basically, the flip side of what we just did: worst individual storyline. Based on all the things,
pick 5 essentially.
Yeah, we unfortunately did not invent this category until last season. The winner last season was Poor Little Rich Girl, which was more of a we kind of had a lot of categories, and that was just based on just the ridiculousness and the bad acting. I think this year there's a lot more legitimate contenders.
Legit crap on here. Yeah.
For me, number 5, going to start with, we talked about how the Hey Jealousy was a really good example of a crew storyline. I'm going to go
Yeah.
with the bad example of that. That's Brotherhood of the Sea,
Oh,
which of course had not only the guys going to all these measures for a surprise birthday party for Julie that was not her birthday. Julie memorizing Moby Dick and acting like a fool, and then the weird part with the real estate agents, or the travel agent's travel agent that she kept shooting down. And it took up so much of the episode. It was
yeah, it
like
did.
so much of the episode. I thought that was a particularly bad storyline for this season.
I wrote down, I don't know if Trace Amigos is my number 5. That's the one where it was nominated for Best Kid. The blood brother and sister with the stowaway. Horrible storyline with that weird family that had a bunch of weird stuff going on, and we didn't know what was going on. And there was just the whole thing was odd, very odd.
Number 4 for me, We Three, which of course is with Tom Thornton, who had given up his daughter for adoption after his wife died in childbirth, randomly runs into them on the boat right before she's getting married, and decides to torture her adopted mom the entire time, threatening to reveal his identity. Just an absolute dick the whole time. The advice by Stubing that was immediately ignored by the lady, and then really a lame resolution where he just chickens out, doesn't say anything, and shows up at the wedding. Plus the fact that we were supposed to believe that Ross Martin was in his early 40s. Terrible storyline. So
yeah, it's funny. I have the exact same in the exact same spot.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, that works out because for me, number 3 was Trace Amigos that you just mentioned.
Perfect.
This was really bad. I didn't like it, and the Gaineses were horrendous people. Just that early 20s was just brutal. This run
wasn't good. It wasn't good. I went with Next Door Wife, episode 64. Just to let you know how bad it was, the description of episode 64 titled Bop. It was the best of storylines. It was the worst of storylines. Plus old man boxing. So I think that speaks for itself.
Now, I will say this. You know what else was in that episode? Was Spider Serenade, which was so talk about calling our shot here. I, for number 2, have Next Door Wife. So
see? Yeah.
Yeah. It was terrible. And we talked about it from a storyline writing perspective. You were not sure who you couldn't imagine why you were supposed to root for these two horrible people to get back together. They were horrible people. It was awful. And it was a early indication that James MacArthur is a terrible actor.
It's surprisingly bad. Ooh, okay.
That was my number 2. Did you do 2 already?
Oh, my number 2, 3 Stages of Love.
Oh, I thought about it. Yeah.
That one was really bad. Just the big ragu and just the whole with his wafer thin hair, and there's a lot going on. But
all the stages were great. He got hit in there, which I totally forgot.
He did, yeah. It just was yeah, not a fan.
My number 1, we've kind of talked about a little bit already. Honeymoon Pressure with Eve Plum and Sal Vescuvio and those 2 Goomba thugs. Just it went on forever and nothing happened, and there was electronic baseball. That was the only thing that really saved that one. So
I see your number 1 nominee, and I will raise you April's Love with Honest Text and the musical number she performed, and Stubing looking at the letter before he's even turned around. The letter. I mean,
yeah,
I can go on and on and on.
No, I'm fine with that. Yeah, the only other one I would even put up is Next Door Wife, just because of the symmetry. But Jesus. I am very much okay with April's return.
That was
yeah.
Yeesh.
Okay, so congratulations to April's Love. What a win.
Wait, has Charo won an award before?
Yeah,
I
Mm.
don't know if she wants to be
Did she
associated with this one.
win Best Music, or did Diane Carroll win it the first year?
Diane Carroll won it the first year.
Yeah, so no, she's got a bunch of nominations, but
She's
no
still got
no
time.
wins. And by the way, I know I say this every year, but now that we are 3 seasons in, I'm actually going to record the nominations so we can reference them coming up. So we'll know who has a lot of nominations.
Oh, perfect. That'll be a nice little reference to.
Yeah, now it'll be easier because we'll have people that have been on multiple seasons.
Well,
so.
and it's starting to get out of control. The amount of nominees.
It's hard to
and
remember.
Yeah.
It's hard to remember. Yeah.
Number eighth award, most improved performance, 3 nominees. This is a new category. Male female performer who made the most significant improvement in their episode this season from their prior appearances or appearance on the show. 3 nominees. I just wonder how many we're gonna. I'm gonna go. My number 3 is Connie Stevens as Holly Christopher in The Perfect Match, which tells me you have her winning.
No,
No.
no. I have her as number 2.
Okay.
So, but yeah, we talked about it, how much I didn't get Connie Stevens when we saw her the first season, and I definitely got her that time, and I definitely thought about raising her up. My number 3 was Bud Pomeroy's better half, be Linda Day George, who I thought, to your point, really held her own in that Bud Pomeroy story as Peggy Rossmore. So that was my number 3. So who's your number 2?
Speaking of terrible character last names, I went with Jill St. John as Claire Dalrymple.
Dalrymple, how dare you?
Dalrymple.
Yeah.
She's my number 2.
And she is my number 1. Probably all the same reasons. Again, some of this category is going to be you had a garbage storyline the first time we saw you and a better one, but that's who I went with there. So who's your number 1?
Point. My number 1 is JJ Walker as Wally in Letter to Baby Cakes.
Baby Cakes.
Considering he was a ghost who was killed with, and then the time before he was an exterminator.
We had to act in this one. That was the thing. You had to act. Yeah.
I'm on the fence. I could go either way. I feel like Jill St. John was in a better.
I think the fact we kind of use this as our tiebreaker too. It's like if there's a 1 and a 2, that's the lowest, math. So,
right.
So I think Jill St. John, unless you have a
no.
You have a flag too. You can get whoever you want, but
no, I'm not going to use my flag for JJ Walker. I promise you that.
Well, you'll have plenty of time to do it. I think.
I know. I have time.
All right, let's see.
I have one in mind too, and it might be this award right here.
Okay.
All right.
This is one of our favorite categories. Again, was a new one last year. Best duo. 5 nominees. This is the best performance by 2 people in combination, regardless of romantic entanglements or what does it say? Guest or Jesus Christ or regular cast. Season 1, we didn't have it. Season 2, last year's winners, James Coco and Dodie Goodman.
James Coco.
Who kind of were the people that we invented the award for. So very, very, very long list of people this season. Number 5 for me. And again, I cheated a little bit because it's a trio. But it's okay because they're not going to win. Jackie Earle Haley, Roz Kelly, and Patsy Kelly as Paul Turner's fake family. In addition to what I said about Jackie Earle Haley earlier, the mom was great as a drunk. Remember, she broke all those beer bottles.
She was great.
Roz Kelly was just trying to hook up with everybody.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of cheating, but I thought they were really good.
My number 5 is Lorne Green and Audra Lindley. His buddy, just a common man, Bowers, and Portia Fairchild from the Alaska wedding cruise.
Okay, number 4, and we referenced it a lot in a terrible, terrible episode that they both appeared in, which I believe was the Charo episode. Don Adams and Juliet Mills, who played William and Betty Robinson. They were the would-be divorcees who were writing that movie and got together. And we kind of said it during the time. It was like, this episode sucks. At least we had a fun couple people that we like. Yeah.
And Don Adams was a lot better that second time around too.
Yeah. Yeah. He probably could have been a little improved. Yeah.
Yeah. He might have gotten Kearns for that award. My number 4, Donna Michi and Martha Scott as Henry Dobson and Janet Latham. 1 rose a day. Solid storyline, solid acting. I mean, yeah, that's
Uh,
my
m-
four.
my number 3, Douglas Fairbanks Jr. and Ginger Rogers as Elliot Norman and Stella Logan. That was in the Cowboys 2-parter. Talk about old Hollywood. That was just,
That was solid.
we've talked about Season of the Olds, and that was a stretch where we were getting some absolute legends, and they were both very good. And Douglas Fairbanks, they were both just way more like current and relevant than I expected them to be in 1980.
They
So
were great. They were
yeah,
great.
and Douglas Fairbanks' blue jacket.
That jacket was amazing. Much better than the blue tuxedo jacket Pierre hooked our guy up with. No offense, Pierre.
Stubby Award winner, Pierre. Thank
Stubby
you.
Award winner, Pierre. My number 3, Christopher George and Linda Day George as Bud Pomeroy and Peggy Rossmore play-by-play, who we just talked about. Again, that man and wife, sometimes it works, but this really worked in this episode. Again,
I
number 3,
mean,
though, for me.
that is the probably without even close competition. That's the best real life married couple we've seen, right? I mean,
I can't
most
think
of
of
those are
anybody who's better.
most of those are terrible.
No, they don't know what to do.
It's
It's
weird.
just
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah. My number 2, you had mentioned it earlier, Donna Michi and Martha Scott in the Flowers storyline. They were when we realized, I think that was when we knew we were in the Season of the Olds, right? Because that was like,
Oh,
not only are we getting olds, but we're getting like, holy crap.
cinema.
Like,
Yeah.
we're just getting, probably the first time where we were like, this doesn't belong on the show. This is too good for this show kind of thing. So,
My number 2, Red Buttons and Kay Ballard is Buddy Redmond and Joan Redmond in The Gift. We brought it up earlier. I mean, these two were great.
yeah.
Absolutely great.
What a loaded category this is. My number 1, I believe was on your list earlier. Lauren Green, Audra Lindley, as Buddy Bowers, and Portia Fairchild. And again, I think it was just like timing of the season and everything. And they're the best part of that episode. I mean, not that the episode's bad by any means. It's very good, but it's just like those guys really kicked off the season.
They jumped off the screen too. Like Lauren Green, everything was so easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it really felt like, I mean, because again, if you think about it, like they disappear in the second half of that 2-parter, and we still think about them like that. So
yeah. Okay, this is a little outside the box here. I'm going with Gavin McLeod and Gavin McLeod as Captain Steubing and Marshall Steubing, the captain's ne'er-do-well brother. I mean,
that is outside. That is outside the box. I can't believe you would give Gavin McLeod 2 stubbies.
I mean, it was an amazing performance.
So as far as we both have Lauren Green
yeah.
and Audra Lindley, we both have Donna Michi and Martha Scott.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like those are probably.
Yeah, let's give it to one of them. Can I say this?
Yeah, I'm giving you a final decision on that. So
I think that we should go Lauren Green, and I say this because Lauren Green and Audra Lindley, because number 1, amazing performance, but number 2, they kicked off this Season of the Olds. Like if they had like crapped the bed, we wouldn't have the Season of the Olds. We wouldn't even be talking about it.
That's true. That is true. It set us. I mean, it's funny because I think ultimately this is not a good season, but like
no, it's not great.
It is better to start with a good episode, and it was really the first time a 2-parter was good. So
it set that bar much higher for those 2-parters. I mean, even
this makes me very happy too, because I don't know if we'd ever be able to get Audra Lindley one with all the competition around here. So I'm happy. I'm happy with that. So congratulations, Lauren Green, Audra Lindley, makes up for you singing Dusty Rhodes' theme 100 times in that episode.
But if you know what, that award feels good. You know what I mean? Like I just feel like that they really earned that award.
Well, and that's the thing too, where it's like, while Amici and Martha Scott were great and everything,
sure,
like it almost does feel like that award should be the feel. Like it's almost like, that should be like a People's Choice Award more than a Emmy or something like that.
And they set the tone for the whole season. I mean, who's to say if Um, if Don Amici and Martha Scott had they been in the first episode in their storyline, who knows how that would have changed things? I
But
just
it's a
think that
different tone. It's a different
exactly.
tone, right? I mean, that was good. That was great acting, but it wasn't, that was a weirder, like
Yeah,
quieter, so
but yeah, congratulations, Lauren
yeah, I
Green.
agree. I'm happy.
Great job.
That makes me happy that we gave
Yeah,
that
that
to
makes
them.
me
So.
happy too. And we go from happiness to our next our next category, which is best villain, male or female performance by an intentional bad character. Season one winner, of course, who could forget? David Hedison is our pal Buddy Stanfield.
Boo.
Boo. And then the amazing performance of Mr. Artie Johnson as Marty Austin last year. I'm sorry. Five nominees. Here's my number five. Dennis Morgan as Steve Bryan.
Oh.
Another time and another place. The man who thought he could convince a nun to leave the old Steve Bryan.
He's sitting on so many of my lists, like right there, and it's always
Yeah.
like Steve Bryan thought he could beat God. Like it's like
I think we just said his first name last name combination so many times that I felt like I had to put him in here somewhere.
absolutely. I don't
And
disagree.
he's a villain.
Number 5 for me, and this is a little obscure, but when you listen to our episode, this was a good example of. I'm glad that we talk the way we talk about these things in the moment, so you can kind of remember.
Mm-hmm.
Carol Lawrence as Marcy McGuire, episode 3. She was the ballet veteran who came from Germany to
Oh,
lure the shark away from the girl, and was like making out with him and everything. And she was just
abs on him and
yeah,
stuff.
and she
Yeah,
was like just kind of like cold and callous and very very villainous. And so
I
I
can't
thought
argue with that.
I wanted to get her in there because I think especially in that episode we really were hitting it hard, so I didn't want to forget that performance.
My number three is
Four,
Ross
four,
Martin.
four,
Four.
four, four.
No, my number four. I'm sorry. My number four
Yeah,
is Ross Martin as Tom Thornton from We Three. We talked about him before, and just
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. He's a bad dude.
bad dude.
Number 4 for me, and I've talked about this a little bit already. That'd be Alex Cord as Mr. Barrett. Now
That's a good one. That is, I didn't even think of him.
it's
Yeah,
it's tough because like he does have a face turn at the end, and he
sure,
was good to his daughter, and he didn't hit that
but
kid, but there was just like there was just a lot of villainous behavior, and it was a great performance in terms of like really straddling the line between what felt like almost every 5 seconds could have been something very inappropriate for
oh
television.
yeah,
So.
oh my gosh, that's a good call. Number three for me is Dak Rambo as Peter Welch. Not Now I'm Dying, as we talked about before, just because you don't do that to Barbie Benton.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we
that's
took
you're a
that one
villain because of that.
personally.
Yeah,
We
no
took that
kidding.
one personally.
Yeah.
Number 3, and I'm putting this here because I feel like this guy is criminally underrated, and it was a tremendous villain performance. Lyle Wagner as Jay Kavanaugh, when he was
It's a good
basically
one.
breaking up the newlyweds. Now, I will say he was not alone in trying to break up the newlyweds,
No,
but he was just pompous and shocked that
he was perfect.
Julie wasn't interested, and like, yeah, and he looked great. He
Oh,
was just he even had that wild thing where he got on stage and the band cut out, but great performance again by Lyle Wagner.
he looks like an action figure.
He
He's
really
just
does. Yeah,
tan and
he's amazing.
okay. So let's get down to it. Number two and number one. These
We're gonna have the same too, I think.
I man, these are interchangeable. So I'm gonna go with them as originally listed. My number two is Karen Kay as Natalie from the Alaskan Wedding Cruise. You remember Karen who showed up intent on breaking up that wedding. She spent the night before his wedding with him, like just awful. I thought she was the most villainous character of the season, but I was wrong, which is why she gets number two in my book.
So I have her as number 1.
Okay.
Same reasons. I want to hear
Yeah.
your number 1 before we have this discussion.
My number one, played a character named Frank Bullock.
That's
That's
not who
right,
I had.
Benson himself, Robert Guillaume. You want to talk about a villain? He didn't give two shits. He just was like, yeah, yeah, that's what I'm doing.
I have him elsewhere.
Okay.
Excellent point. So my number 2, and this is where I thought you were going, was Damon Wilson as Bart.
He comes up later on my
Yeah,
list.
yeah, fair enough.
But you know what? I didn't think he was a villain because I didn't.
I mean, he was as much of a villain as Frank Bullock was.
No, I don't think. I don't think so. Because Frank Bullock was his best friend. You know, he's messing with. Damon Wilson's just there to party. You know what I mean? He's not there to. I just never got the villainous vibe
Fair
from
enough.
him. But I think we should probably go. I mean, Karen was the OG.
I think it's got to be her.
I agree.
If we had the same other one, we could have had more of even a
Yeah,
co. But I think ultimately, and it's hard because the first episode is so long ago. But it's like
I do remember.
she shows up, she's in cahoots with the priest. She blows off the bridemaid. She drags the groom out from when they're being introduced. She jumps out of a cake. She sleeps in his bed. She basically busts up the marriage.
I
She
know it.
then she ditches Mark Harmon when he loses his money, and she gets slapped and says,
There's a lot.
what a peasant."
Wearing
So
inappropriate clothing, like
and
everything.
there's five more things that
Yeah.
I'm not even thinking
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I
So-
agree.
so that was one that we called that shot in the episode. Well deserved, Karen K. All right, let's see. Number 11. We are now going to be halfway through here. And this is kind of like Best Animal. So,
Yeah.
so
we almost had one.
Best Recurring Guest. Now, when we invented this award back in season 1, the Love Boat was bringing people back constantly to the point where Michelle Lee was on 3 episodes in one season. And now
There's a lot of Michelle Lee. We don't see that anymore, do we?
no, because
No.
I only have 2 people that were in multiple episodes this season. Do you even have anybody else?
I did, but I'm not going to read his name. I'm not reading that son of a bitch's name for what he did. He screwed my whole ballot up.
So basically, this is anybody who's been on multiple episodes as a guest throughout the season. And like I said, season 1, Michelle Lee was in 3 episodes. Amazing. Last year, Sonny Bono was in 2.
Artie the waiter, can we say? Is that a returning? I don't know if does that count here?
You mean Sid the waiter?
Sid the waiter? Sorry, I'm flustered because of Dano. Yeah.
Okay, well we'll do this properly.
Yeah.
So I only came up with 2 people. So number
Okay.
2 is James MacArthur,
Ugh.
who was terrible as Chet Hansen, and then even worse as the priest. I have him as number 2. Who do you have as
the word is best? That's why I don't have it. He was the only one I even thought I could. Who's the other person that's been on?
Well, to me, the winner is
Yeah.
Sid Gould.
It has to be, right?
It has to be
that's the
Sid
only
Gould.
other.
He was in 4.
Yeah.
He was in 4 episodes. He was definitely better than James MacArthur. I think it's Sid Gould. And I think that also makes it okay. Yes, it's weird. So
because I feel like it's more of a cameo, even though it's not. Than it is.
I agree, but we can't give it to James MacArthur.
No,
we can't.
No.
You know, so, but this is interesting. So the first season, it was weird that they had so much of it. But now this season, it's weird that they have so little of it. So I wonder if there's a middle, or I wonder if we're just always going to run into this and we're going to have to retire this award at some point. So, or it has to become Best Animal / Recurring Guest.
No kidding. That's funny. / the James MacArthur Bear Award. Yeah.
I just want to point out some of the absolute no names that have won LBs in the first half here.
It is pretty amazing. I didn't
Sid
think
Gould,
Karen
K, Henry Pollock II, Stephen Manley. It's a real
April's Love, Lois Hamilton. That's so
yes,
funny.
Right.
Stephen Manley.
I think the second half will pick up, but
who knows? Next category, best moment. 3 nominees. Favorite individual moment / scene from this season. Season 1. This is where we got the awards were named after Stubby, as Stubby's father dressed down his son constantly. still makes me laugh all the time. Season 2 winner, the death of Ken Breyer.
That is such a great
It
one.
sounds so mean.
I know. That's why I wrote it like that.
It's
It's-
great.
it's-
My number 3. This is a bit of a joke too. It's Mark Harmon running. It just made me giggle all season.
So I'm cheating this one a little bit, but I feel
Mm.
like you can cheat one of these. And I wanted to get this guy in here somewhere. And when we watched the episode, we were probably more critical of it. But as I look back, I'm going to remember it forever. Phil Harris, Jive Soul Bro. Like, I just feel like that whole him and Isaac interactions and him talking about this guy's I got a boogie or whatever he said, get it on, mama. Like Phil Harris was just insane, an insane performance. So
that was my number 2. Was
yeah.
the Phil Harris performance. I just put it in quotes. I didn't even know how to deal with that.
Oh, that's funny.
Um,
that was your number 2?
That was my number 2.
Okay.
I'm curious to know, what is your number 2?
So my number 2 is I keep going back to it, the Mr. Barrett Kevin showdown. And it's that 3 minutes or whatever. He finds them smooch and he runs down the steps. He yells at them, and then they just start dropping haymakers. You're a no good kid. This is why no one loves you. And then she's like, this is why you're a loser. Like all this stuff. And there's that 5 seconds we talked about. There's that 5 seconds when you watch it in 2025 where you don't know if it's okay to hit a kid in 1979 on television.
Thought he was going to smack.
Right.
I thought Kevin was getting hurt.
It is weirdly one
There's
of
tension. You can feel the tension.
It might be the most tense
scene
we've ever had on this show. Like it was.
Who would have thought it would come from them?
That right, exactly. So I just think those two were chipping each other the whole time. So that was my number 2.
I'm gonna go my number 1. Milton Benson addressing the crew and "Hey, jealous lover." We did talk about it before. It was just. I don't know if that's an individual scene, but there are a few moments in that episode where Milton Benson is just laying it into him.
The only reason I didn't have it is because it was so much.
Yeah, it was.
But
it was more than a moment,
right? But you're not wrong in its greatness. My number 1, and again, this kind of goes back to a moment definition more than anything, is Matt almost drowning in the hot tub.
Oh.
And it's just that thing where I think of all the things this season, I rewound that the most. So it's this season's version of what's his name diving into the cot.
Which was absolutely
a nominee,
amazing.
Right? Yeah,
you know what? I completely agree, and shame on me.
Yeah. I feel like this is okay because we all have our blind spots, but I feel like you hated Matt so much that he's getting kind of short shifted by you.
Is that best or is that worst moment?
I thought about that.
Fine line.
Well, here's the thing. I thought about it. Because originally I think I had it on worst originally, and I think it is our ultimate reaction to it. If you remember, worst the first year was Julie's Red Hot, all that stuff, right? But you still have that reaction, right? You don't have that. Like worst moment almost becomes cringe, right? More than anything, right? Yeah. So,
no, you're right.
That's where I'm at with that.
And I think I've rewound and watched that scene more than any other scene in the history of the show so far.
Which ultimately is kind of what it should be, right? Yeah. I mean, yeah. So like you would never rewind worst moment, right?
I didn't run from it.
Yeah. So congratulations to Matt Benton for his Stubby win. All right, let's see. The flip side of this coin is worst moment, and we kind of just told you what the definition was. 3 nominations here as well. I am pretty happy with my list, but obviously a lot of candidates. I have when we're done here, I'd like you have some honorable mentions as well. I'd like to kind of go through when we're done here if there's anything you want to hit, because it's a good list, I think. So.
Well, let me say this: is I whittled this down from a much larger list, but let me just throw away my 3. My 3 was the Matt almost drowning, but after the conversation we had,
Okay.
I'm totally on
So do you want
board.
to
So I have
do you want to
two.
quick replace? Do you want to quick replace it for an official
No,
nomination? No.
I don't
Okay.
have. I don't have the full list in front of me.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
So my number 3, and again, this is a little more than a moment, but not much more, is Julie Gets Alaska. And
oh
it's
God,
just the whole thing. And it really was much in the way we talked about Lauren Green and Audra Lindley setting the tone for the season in a positive way. It really did dictate Julie's season for the most part, right? And we're not done. We're not done
no.
yet with it. But if you want to go with moment, it's just
Oof.
that her pure excitement followed by just the absolute
You,
crushingness of, when
you
you could see what
running,
was happening,
running with excitement, and then
yeah.
running with non-excitement.
Right.
You know what's funny is, God, that's a great one. And I was thinking about it earlier today. I was thinking about that moment as it related to the larger sort of character development over the season. And let me ask you, did they spend more time or do more work developing Vicky's character this season or Julie's? And I said, before you answer, I say, because the Julie thing was the beginning of the season. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
They kind of hit her with this. Oh man, that God, that's such a good one right there. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. The problem, and this is probably more of a conversation for the best crew member thing is, but the problem is it depends on what they actually resolve it as. If
True,
this
true,
informs
true.
if this informs the Julie character moving forward, then it actually was amazing storytelling.
But
Do you trust them to do that?
no,
Yeah.
no. If they haven't done anything by now, all we have. What are we putting all of our chips on? Marv Prime coming
He's
back? Is
he's
that what
coming
it is?
back. He's coming back. Stay tuned for the end of the show when we look ahead.
Ugh.
My number 2 and my number 2 and my number 1 are interchangeable, but I was basically going into what is more criminal. My number 2 is Helen Ames thinks that her fiance is sleeping with her daughter. And that
Oh
is from the
God.
Dallas Cowboy cheerleader episode. And she
Well, he
just
didn't
goes,
help. He didn't
he did
help like
help for a
the.
while, but also like she went into a spiral to the point where she just starts wandering around Mexico with a
Yeah, that was.
suitcase.
She took it a little far.
And as we said on the episode with Amin, there's no way they got married, and if they did, it didn't last very long. So
Oh God, no. God, no. My number 2 is the Penny Barrett body double on the balance beam in the spa. Just no effort was done. Like, didn't look anything like Nancy McKeon. Just shoddy work right there.
okay, now my number 1.
Okay, this is gonna be interesting. I got a good one.
Okay, I'm not married to this one, and some of it, it's not necessarily on screen, which is bad for a moment. But my number 1 is fake Gilbert Ferreau murders real Gilbert Ferreau lies about it for 50 years. So, so
That's
that
funny.
is kind of crazy that was their storyline.
Yeah,
So,
it was pretty. Yeah, that was a weird one.
but
My number 1, I have Stubing standing on the dance floor and watching Eleanor dancing with another man.
yeah, no, yeah,
Mm.
that's fair. Honestly, that's fair. Like that's a better definition of cringe, and it was awful in the moment. Yeah, I think that's
You think that's
100%
better
it.
than Julie getting Alaska?
Here's the thing.
Cause shit, man. I mean,
Season
that's
1, worst moment went to Julie. Season 2, worst moment happened to Julie. We can't give it to Julie 3 years in a row.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Now I kind of feel like we
Right?
have to, though.
Uh,
Somehow.
it's your
Oh,
call. It's your call, honestly. I'm fine with either. It's either Julie gets Alaska or Stubing got friend zoned to death.
let me ask you
So,
this then. Let me ask you, what was the more impactful moment?
oh, it was definitely Julie getting Alaska.
Well, I think it
All
writes
right. Oh,
itself.
God, poor Julie. So,
Julie gets Alaska.
3 in a row, 3-peat for Julie. Oh my God.
Well,
I just
she
want to
didn't think she
go.
was winning an award tonight, huh?
No, that's for sure. I just want to go through some of the other ones that I have here. So I have Julie Gets Alaska. We have Meryl Stubing, cruise director instructor.
Mm.
Let's see. We have Frank Sinatra Jr. as the Prince of Pop.
Oh God,
Captain Stubing.
Captain Stubing.
Stubing gets Julie's birthday wrong. Stubing. This is Stubing gets friend zoned. We have that one. Yeah. John Hurley turns into Kurt Stansel and gives a list of criticisms. What does this even say? Stubing reads, on his text note. Stubing gets faced by his brother. Gene Rayburn, all of it. So
yeah.
Steve Ryan tries to defeat God. Julie's advice to be dumb. Gordon Layton tries to rip off the princess line. The children's blood cult. And Vicky's custody hearing on. So there were a lot of bad moments this year. So
there really were. You're like,
but
wow.
Congratulations for the third season in a row.
Julie in a row.
Let me say this. That really does show how much we care about Julie as a character, even now through all of it.
Well, sure,
because it hurts us the most.
It does. It does. I miss Julie. Next category, award number 14 is the Friends and Family Award. 3 nominations, new category. This is for the best performance by a guest star, playing the role of a character presented as a family member or friend of someone in the main cast.
So we made this one in part because we knew the part-time crew thing was kind of thin, and we thought this might be a different entry in. But as we went through it here, I was actually happy that we had it because I was able to get some people in that I maybe wasn't expecting to. So
I'm going to go my number 3 on this is Shelley Hack, just because she was so unlikable as Carol Katay in Dumb Luck. But she meets the criteria, so I'm going to nominate her.
Now, I have her as number 2. I don't think she was unlikable. I thought she was... I do not understand.
I didn't like it.
That's fine. I didn't like the storyline, but I don't understand the Shelley Hack disdain by people. I think she's been very good in the 2 things we saw. So
it was more the storyline.
It was 100% storyline. We'll see that coming up. So that was my number 2. My number 3, is this deserved? I don't know, but it fits and we love her. Barbie Benton as Lucy, who was Doc's friend when she came on the boat with Peter Welsh. So
can't believe I missed an opportunity.
I know we have Barbie. I know we have Barbie coming back at least one more time, but I was afraid, and I was like, "This is the spot. We got to get her a Stubby nominee."
She's royalty.
As we go on here, I'm becoming more like cronies. Like I need to get my guys.
Stuff. So. No. My number 2 is Juliette Prowse as Samantha Bricker. Doc's Exchange, episode 65.
I didn't think about her. Probably because I didn't like that episode.
I didn't love it.
Yeah. You just like it because she brushed her hair 5,000 times.
Well, he did the whole robe thing. You know how I feel about that.
That is true. The winner for me, and the reason this category probably exists.
Yeah, I know where we're going.
Gavin MacLeod as Marshall Stubing.
And that is our second.
Yeah.
Second award.
Was not surprised. I will say this. I thought about Helen Hayes, but there's a few other places to put her. Plus, that was a thin Friends and Family. It was there if you needed it, but
who knew that Gavin MacLeod was just going to kick the door in with that performance?
I mean,
strong.
It put us in a weird spot because it's like he is a character, but he's also the same guy. Like it's just very weird. So it really was good. It was very good. So. All right. It's me. So okay. This is an interesting one. Best musical performance. 5 nominees. Any performer singing instrumental. We have talked about this in terms of is it performer versus performance, and I think we decided it's performance, or performances. It's not like a in toto award. So
no, that's fine.
Yeah, season 1, we talked about this. Went to Diane Carroll for her devastating song "At Isaac" as Roxy Blue. Last season went to Sonny Bono as Phil Backstrom with Sarah, despite my best efforts to get Dreamgirls an award. As I said earlier, if everything we've done this season was on board, Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders theme would be on there. But Let's see. All right. Number 5. For me, we go back to Halloween. Melissa Sue Anderson as Cindy Jerome, Witchcraft.
Yeah, I can't argue. That's my number 4. That's my number 4.
She didn't sing it very often, but she sang it a lot.
She sung it enough to be annoying and stuck in my head. Yeah. What's your number 4?
Will you want to do your 5?
Oh, that was my 5.
Oh, that was your 5? Sorry, I
Melissa
thought you
Sue
said
Anderson
4.
was my
Yeah.
5.
Okay, cool. My number 4 was Charo as April Lopez for the sad guitar instrumental.
Huh.
And I just have it as that.
My number 4 is Charo as April Lopez doing La Bamba in April's Love.
All right. Number 3, and I think you're going to have a different pick for the same guy, but my pick here is Fred Grandy as Gopher, and I went with his performance for Mac the Knife, which was when he was the jazzed up lounge singer.
I have the same as my number 3.
Wow, look at this.
Yeah.
We are getting close here.
Zero chance you're going to match my number 1.
And there's zero chance you're going to match my number 2.
All right.
Well, we'll see. Number 2. I hinted at this earlier. Slim Pickens. Lucius Schofield, Turkey in the Straw. He played this thing for like 9 minutes.
God.
So people loved it. So.
My number 2, Donny Osmond as Danny Fields, Traveling Band.
Oh, you didn't go West Virginia?
No. No, not that one. No.
Okay. Well, now I'm really curious. I think okay. We'll see. Okay.
You're going to love this one.
All right. My number 1, and I do think the best actual song of this season
Same.
is Rex Smith as Mark Redding, Every Time I See You.
Really? Street Hawk himself, huh?
It's a catchy tune, man.
It is catchy, Mike, but is it as catchy as the song performed by Gene Rayburn and Ethel Merman? The Navy song? Ooh, yeah.
I totally forgot that. I just forgot it. I just wasn't even thinking about it.
There's like 6 words to the song, and they just repeat it. It's great.
Well, you really didn't have Mark Redding on there at all?
No.
See, the problem is you don't like poppy songs. That's the problem. You don't like poppy songs.
I didn't like him singing that song.
Fine. You want to go to Gopher? Because we both have the exact same one.
Yeah, let's give him the Gopher.
That's fine. And plus, that also does cover the Gopher had about 5 songs this year in different episodes. So congratulations, Fred Grandy, the rare, except for Julie Wursts, the rare win outside of the crew category.
Oh, and this is next category is my favorite category.
Oh, we're in the heavy stuff now.
Here we go. Forget about the first half of this, because now we're going to do some real business here. The worst 5 nominees: male or female performance that was the worst character of the season, and my favorite part, regardless of intent.
Yeah, this is kind of like, we did kind of talk about it with the worst moment, but it is kind of as much your reaction to the character as much as their intention for it. Yeah, so.
My number 5 is Jennifer Salt as Patricia Lucas. My boyfriend is back.
Excellent choice.
Thank you.
My number 5 is, we talked about him earlier, Robert Guillaume as Frank Balok.
Okay.
Many of the same things you said about villain. I'm saying that in the same way, in that there were 4 people in that storyline. He was one of them. He pissed off the other 3 egregiously. So way to go, Frank. So.
My number 4 is Joanna Cassidy as Joan Horner.
Oh, I knew you were going to do that.
Ugh, terrible person.
I will say you hated that character as much as anybody.
Oh,
yeah.
It just outwardly just a jerk. And they wasn't trying to hide it. Just villainous, but just the worst person ever. Yeah.
My number 4, James MacArthur and Joanne Petit as the Hansons. They were terrible. They were
They
terrible
were
human beings.
terrible.
They were terrible to each other. They were terrible to others. They deserve each other. I never want to talk about them after this episode
No.
ever again. So
My number 3 is Patrick Wayne, who did not play Superman, as Matt Benton. What's a brother for? Obvious reasons.
my number 3 is Ross Martin as Tom Thornton. We talked about a lot of this earlier, but he basically just lorded over his paternity a couple minutes before his adopted daughter was gonna, it's just absolutely terrible human being, and just really didn't really ever have a redeeming quality the whole time.
No.
So
And there's no reason for it, too. It's just such a weird approach.
yeah.
My number 2, Joanna Pettit. Pettit is Carol Hansen, next door wife. Our episode number 64.
My number 2 was your number 5, I believe, Jennifer Salt, as Patty Lucas. As we talked about a little bit with Lyle Wagner, she had been married for, I believe, hours.
Maybe an hour, yeah. Maybe
Runs into her
120 minutes.
Runs into her old boyfriend, and by the second day is dancing with him head on chest. And then when her husband walks out, she doesn't even go back to find him. She's actually having dinner with Lyle Wagner. Like, just really, just truly awful person. So,
and my number 1 here, Mike. This for me was a no-brainer. The Hudson brothers. Haven't we met before? Zero redeeming qualities. How these ass clowns, all 3 of them.
They were on my extended list. So my number 1 is Patrick Wayne as Mark Benton.
Yeah.
And so I have a question, because I think really Jennifer Salt is worse in terms of my reaction, right?
Mm-hmm.
But how much does the actual performance itself weigh into it? I think Patrick Wayne's performance was much better than Jennifer Salt. So it's like, I'm fine with either one, but I don't know what the answer is. Like, is it a quality award or is it your reaction award?
No, it's funny. So if we have, let's take everyone else out of the equation. If we just talk about Jennifer Salt or Patrick Wayne, those 2 characters, I completely agree. Well, and the thing is, I think we both had more of a visceral reaction to Matt than we did for Patricia Lucas. I think for us, we were just like mad at her. Like, what's wrong with you? And this guy was just, for that reason, I feel like we should give this to Patrick Wayne as Matt Benton.
I'm okay with that. And I think it is that thing where his bad touched a lot more people, right? Like he got in the mix with Doc.
Yeah.
Joan Van Ark was going to punch him in the face
over the whole thing, and the crew at this, the Sea Wind Spa. I mean, look what imagine the paperwork they'd have to do.
I think it was just an elite performance. I really think that. The more I think about it, I really think it was great. Good. I can't wait to see him again, because I want to see if he's really this good, and if he is this good, why didn't he be a bigger star? So.
I hope he comes back as Matt Benton. That's
just every time. Just every time. He's the Mort Prine.
He's the regular. Yeah. God. Ooh, big category coming up, Mike.
Oh, okay.
Oh boy.
We have talked about this a lot. I believe Best Olds was like 3rd on the ballot last season. We moved it way down the list. Best Olds is basically anyone portrayed as an old. We've taken the age number out of it. 5 nominations. Season 1 winner was Phil Silvers, Stubby himself. Season 2 was Minnie Pearl. So, high cotton here of former winners, but the list is enormous. Now, I will say before we start, as I said earlier, I was trying to maybe make sure a lot of people got represented. So
same.
So best
some are
old
represented later, kind of thing.
Right. And so I will say my best old really reflects the people who were the most old and good, as opposed, like so.
Right, right, right. No, I
I
get
tried to
that.
focus on that a little bit.
Yeah,
So, my everybody on here is a banger though.
yeah,
Like so,
I agree.
number 5 for me, and we talked about her already, Martha Scott as
Yeah,
Janet Latham,
amazing.
the opposite of Don Amici in that Flower episode.
My number 5, Red Buttons, is Buddy Redman.
Yep.
The Gift, redeeming performance for Mr. Buttons.
Yeah, and it was funny because we talked about it, I think, on that episode. It wasn't a most improved because we know Red Buttons is a good actor, right? It wasn't like, he just got a crappy storyline that first time,
Right.
but he was so good in that. Number 4 for me, Douglas Fairbanks Jr.
Yeah,
as Elliot Norman. Just a great, again, one of those guys that I knew his name and don't know that I've ever actually seen him in anything. Just an absolute great, like,
professional.
catty prick
He was great.
too. It was just like, oh, he was fantastic. Played a good drunk too, which I
Very
appreciate.
good drunk.
But,
What are we at? 4 or 3?
4. Yeah.
Martha Scott, Janet Latham, One Rose a Day.
Yep.
Kind of hard to argue with that.
My number 3 is her opposite in that, Don Amici, as Henry Dobson. As I said on that episode, I am related to Don Amici about 100 times removed, but congratulations.
Should you sit this
Should
one
I
out then,
recuse
since
myself
he's,
from this? Yes.
I have Don Amici as my number 3 as well.
Nice.
Same reason.
Nice. Number 2, this is a guy we haven't talked about. And it's funny because I think in a different season where the olds are not so dominant, and in a different episode where the olds are not so dominant, we might talk about him more.
I know where you're going. Yeah.
Ray Milland
Yeah.
as Peter Bradford was amazing, was by far the best, like, Stubbings old man crush,
100%.
like all that stuff, was really good. Just all of it was really good. That whole episode is just such good acting.
Solid.
Yeah.
He
so
was
I have
my
him as
he was my
2,
number 1,
which is
for
totally
the
fair.
same reasons.
Yeah.
And my number 2 was Phyllis Diller as Viola Penny, the Audit Couple. Just the 2 roles so different. She was great because it was like, where did Phyllis Diller go?
Yeah.
Amazing.
No, you're right. And like I said, I think I just ran out of room. Like, you're going to lose some people. You're just going to run out of room.
It is what it is.
And that was going to happen. My number 1,
season of the olds.
It really is. My number 1 is Helen Hayes.
We'll get to her later, but yeah,
understood.
Absolutely.
And again, I think I have her with this one because it was more old, obviously focused. I always get a little nervous about the episode we just saw. But it was that thing where, and again, it's also that thing where if she was Helen Frank,
right,
would I have thought the same? But it was just like, I know that name and she's amazing,
And she was she was amazing. She was absolutely amazing.
I'm fine with going Milan since you have him as 1 and I have him as 2.
Okay, let's go Milan. Okay.
Congratulations, Ray Milan.
No kidding. We're going to see Helen Hayes, I'm sure, again soon.
What a category.
Best/worst episode. 3 nominees each. Let me give you my 3. Let me give you my number 3 of the best, and then I'll give you my, let's do best first. I'm sorry. Number 3, The Captain's Ne'er-Do-Well Brother, The Perfect Match, and The Remake is my number 3 as best episode of the season.
It's funny. That was my first cut or fourth or whatever, because I basically I was debating between that one and what I ended up going with was episode 20, which was Another Time, Another Place, Doctor Who, and Gopher's Engagement. So it was very close though between those 2.
I kind of now number 2 and number 1. Interestingly enough, I kind of relied on our analysis of episodes at the end of each episode.
Mm-hmm.
So I got the 2-parters right here.
Yeah.
I have the Alaskan Wedding Cruise at 1 and the Cowboy Cheerleader episode at 2.
And I have the reverse.
So
yeah, and I don't think
what do you think?
I don't think there's a wrong answer. And I will say as we go through here,
yeah,
the hardware is going towards 1.
Mm-hmm.
more than 9, and I think we can just use that as a tiebreaker because it was pretty close, right?
Yeah.
And so I think episode 1 getting it is fair, but
Yeah, I
there
do.
there are no wrong answers there. Once again, I feel like this is 3 seasons in a row where we have 2 that just stood above everything else.
Well, I
So,
wonder, you make a good point. I wonder, would we have thought Alaskan Wedding Cruise was even better if we had seen it midway through the season?
oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, which is another good way to look at it. That it's the one we've seen the furthest away
Right.
and we still right. Yeah. So,
Worst episode, still the same sort of category. Season 1 winner, episode 23, The Widowers, the Ex-Hooker, Stubing Weight Loss, which that was a terrible one. Season 2 winner of the worst, episode 22, which was Ages of Man, Bo and Sam and the Families.
oh, it was bad.
My number 3 episode on this is Celebration, Captain Papa, and Honeymoon Pressure.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
All right, my number 3, episode 19, Not So Fast Gopher, Have We Met Before, and Soulmates, which of course is Ethel Merman visiting Gopher, your boys, the Hudson brothers, and the hilarious comic stylings of whatever his name was, Jimmy
Joe Coy.
yeah, whatever his name was.
That is my number 1. That is my least favorite episode of the season right there. Like without, it's not even close. And I'll say my number 2 was the stimulation of Stephanie. The next step in life begins at 40.
Yeah, there are like 6 of these that I feel like you couldn't go wrong. My number 2 is the April's Love.
Oh,
And We
right
Three, because that's obviously a lot of bad. And then my number 1 is Celebration, Honeymoon, Romance, and Captain Papa. My only argument about number 1 is, in addition to being bad, they burned the Vicky custody stuff in an egregious way. That was my only thing. But I'm literally fine with any of these choices because they're all terrible. So
I'm going to throw my flag on this one to pick the Not So Fast
go for it.
Have We Met Before, Soulmates, because it was
Yeah.
really
No, and it's
didn't like
funny.
that one.
Well, yeah. And it was funny because when I was looking at it, I was like, if I had to sum that one up in a second, it was too much. And I think we even said that during the episode, right? It was just too
Just
much
way
to have
too
the
much.
Hudson brothers and Gene Rayburn and Ethel Merman and the Korean comedian. Like there was just too much.
Too much. And there was no reason to have those brothers on there. That guy that Have We Met Before didn't need those dumbasses to really get through that story. It was just
that was
feeding those guys.
That really was bad. I'm very happy with that being a winner. So
yeah.
All right, high cotton now. All right, here we go. Best female performance, 5 nominations. Female performer by anyone outside of the regular crew. Season 1 winner Diane Carroll as Roxy Blue. Last year's winner, that was my only flag at the time, Bess Armstrong as Laura Stratton. I just want to say before we start here, Mike, last year, and you may have noticed this if you listened as well, last season for Best Female, we had 10 completely different nominees.
Yeah.
Which was amazing. I don't think that will happen
I
this
think
year.
We're going to hear some familiar names here with maybe one. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be surprised. Again,
I got a little
dictates it.
Well, that's the thing. I got a little cute trying to get some people in, but ultimately, yeah, I think you're right. So
I mean, what's good is good. I mean, that's just kind of the way.
Well, the other thing is too, it's like part of it is like when we list nominations, we both have that opportunity, right? So it's like, it's so. All right, number 5 for me already has won tonight. Carol Kay as Natalie. I still think that was the best villain performance we've seen since Stanfield. So excellent effort from her. And honestly, probably should have been a nominee for most improved. Not that she was bad. Not that she was bad in her first episode, but it's like, you know what it's like? It's like when Tyrese Maxey won most improved.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like, it's a jump, right? So
my number 5 is Jane Wyman Sister Patricia, Another Time, Another Place. Great performance. She could have been anywhere in the bottom four of my list. But she was amazing. That sounds bad, but I didn't mean it in a bad way, Jane Wyman.
Number 4 for me, she has already won a Stubby tonight. Jill St. John as Claire Dalrymple. Again, my
Same.
favorite storyline. Just I thought she was great, and we talked about it at the time, and we talk about this a lot in a good way and a bad way. That could have gone bad because
real bad.
Because it's Gopher too, right? Like you can't have certain level of woman in there. She had to kind of almost come down a little bit for Gopher. So
yeah, it's got to be within those parameters to make it even somewhat believable.
Gopher kind of needs a girl next door type, or it doesn't work, right? So
I agree. I had the same
as
cool. my
number 4.
Or number 4, sorry.
4, yeah. Number 3 for me, Ginger Rogers as Stella Logan. And again, this is the version I probably have seen Ginger Rogers and things, obviously, but it's like that is just a name that you learn about in music class when you're 12 years old. And for her to be so good, in fact, the worst thing she did was the singing part. That was more the song choice, I think, than anything. But it was like she was so good, so just
I agree,
really, really good. So
I have my number 3 is Phyllis Diller, again, Viola Penny again, and I've nominated her a few times.
No, I'm glad you did. That's a miss. That's a miss on my part. I'm glad you cleaned that up. So number 2 for me, we talked about her already. She's already won an award. A lot of people have won awards here already. Audra Lindley as Portia Fairchild. And again, probably, definitely her best performance. We've seen her 3 times or whatever, but it was like she was the most like Mrs. Roper, but all the good things and not the over things. And also it was like she ended up being the defender of Lisa Hartman.
That's right.
In a way that really needed it, but you didn't realize it, right? So she was just excellent. Great. So
my number 2 is Martha Scott as Janet Latham. Janet Latham, I've brought her up multiple times this evening. 1 rose a day. Amazing performance.
So my number 1 is Jane Wyman. And like I said, part of that is just because of the chicanery I'm doing, trying to get everybody in here. I think I know where you're going with number 1, and I'm totally fine with that. My only thing I'll say about Wyman was I think it was the most, that was like carrying an episode more than maybe anybody did this season in terms of like, she got the end shot.
Yeah, she did.
Of Act 4, right? It was like there was a lot going on there, and I don't think Steve Bryan was a great foil, but I thought she was really good. But I'm not going to argue with your pick. So
my number 1, I went with Helen Hayes.
Yeah,
as Agatha Winslow. Look, she was just a force.
She was.
You know what I mean? I can see Jane Wyman. I can see Helen Hayes.
I don't want to do this, and we're not going to do it. But like, if you were ever going to have like a that would be the spot to have it, right?
I agree.
So, but I feel like if we open that door, it's kind of
you don't want to do that.
So
and we only get 1 statue. So
exactly. So I think
split it in half.
I think we'll give it to Helen Hayes because if my controversial final pick doesn't work out, that might be an option for somebody else anyway. So So congratulations to Helen Hayes for winning. Probably bigger than any of her Broadway awards, I would imagine.
Oh, she was the Eagle.
This might give her. Well, now she's got a Stegot now.
She's got a Stegot. Is she the first person with the Stegot?
She's got to be, right? Has to be. Yeah. Maybe Billy Crystal.
Ooh,
he probably didn't get an Oscar.
Tony.
I don't think he has an Oscar. Though.
What, for City Slickers? What about
no for My Giant?
Curly's Gold. No.
Wow,
Wow, here's a big one, Mike. Best male performance. Male performance by any non-regular cast member. Season 1, Bob Crane, two-time Stubby winner. First portrayal was Teddy Anderson. Season 2 winner, Billy Crystal, as the kissing bandit. Oh boy, oh boy. My number 5 on this one is James Gregory as Milton Benson in Hey Jealous Lover.
Hard to argue. We will have a conversation towards the top of the ballot just in terms of I don't know how to handle James Gregory.
No, I
In a
don't.
way. Yeah.
It's. I didn't know where to put him.
So number 5 for me, and this was before I realized you were going to take care of business already. But I wanted to make sure he got one in his last performance for us, Christopher George as Bud Pomeroy.
Yeah, yeah.
Just we've talked about it before.
He's so good.
Of all the people, it's him and Barbie Benton in terms of people I just did not know before we started doing this that I just have such an affinity for now, like deep affinity,
Same. Same.
So
Same.
So
Yeah, I'm a huge.
yeah.
My number 4 is Ray Milan as Peter Bradbury. We talked about this one, Alaska Wedding Cruise, Peter and Alicia. He's already won one award this evening.
Number 4 for me, and again, this is where I just wanted to make sure he got represented because the more I thought about it, the more it was like amazing work, and it just gets lost in the shuffle of everything.
I know where you're going. Yeah.
I'd be surprised if you do. I'll be impressed if you do. Bill Daly is Paul Turner.
Oh,
yeah. I love Bill Daly growing up watching I Dream of Jeannie. He was always funny to me or whatever, but it was like that guy played frazzled at his wit's end, trying to corral. There's like 9
He's
characters.
So good at it, man.
There's like 9 characters in that story. And that poker scene when he walks in and it's just, it's all so good. And is it really the 4th best male performance? Probably not. But I wanted to make sure he got his flowers for this season. So
yeah. My number 3 is Don Amici as Henry Dobson, One Rose a Day. I mean, multiple nominations for Mr. Amici.
Absolutely well deserved. And he is one that is coming back a few times, much to our surprise.
I love Don Amici.
And I don't think he's going to go worse. So number 3 for me, this is where I got Red Buttons in as Buddy Redman. Just like we talked about, just if that thing had been it's so funny. If that thing had been the Christmas episode, probably would have moved them up a couple spots, right? Like, I mean, it just would have been,
It was a perfect Christmas episode too.
I will say I have confirmed we do have a proper Christmas episode this season.
Thank goodness.
So
my number 2, you brought him up earlier, Damon Wilson as Bart in Letter to Baby Cakes. Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. I loved him from Sanford and Son, but I thought he was great in this role.
I agree. So I have him in my interchangeable 1 and 2 spots. So we can have this conversation before you give the 1, because I have him and James Gregory. And I just didn't know what to do with James Gregory because it is so cartoony, over the top, force of nature.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Whereas Damon Wilson, I think, is like, I brought it up a lot on that episode, but it's like he talks this way to these people and this way to these people.
So good.
In the drop of a hat.
It was natural.
And you brought it up where it was like just the takes to the camera. And I mean, he was
just a pro, man.
He was amazing. And then, well, give you number 1 and then we'll have the fuller conversation.
My number 1 is Christopher George as Bud Pomeroy.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I see what you're saying though with James Gregory. It's a weird one with him.
It's just so cartoony that it's like I will remember it. It is. It's like it's so different. It's impossible to compare it with anything else.
Well, let's say this, okay? It is for best male performance, but which of those performances is most memorable?
It's James
When you
Gregory.
think it's got to be James Gregory,
It's James Gregory.
I say we have to give it to him.
I'm okay with that. I think I was almost waiting to have this conversation.
Yeah,
That's why I kind of staggered it. I think it's a shame because Damon Wilson is like the best
it's a
performance
different
that
kind
maybe
of
didn't
good.
get anything, but it is a different kind of good. And it was a bad year. He was good in stuff that just,
Yeah,
you
I
know,
mean, but shit, James Gregory was just a force. I mean, there's nobody that brought it
and
anywhere near.
we
Yeah.
talked about this a little bit in the Dabney Coleman episode last year.
Mm-hmm.
Dabney Coleman was in the Pepito episode, which
Right.
was also the Connie Stevens drives the boat episode,
Right. Right. Right.
which and the bad continuity episode, right? Like that is a horrendous episode that Dabney Coleman
Wasn't fun.
dragged out of a worst episode, win on his back. Episode 21 is terrible. It's absolutely terrible.
Yeah, it's really bad. It's really
But
bad.
James Gregory, I mean, if you remember, that whole episode is me just reading James Gregory quotes.
He was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. And I think he earned it.
No, I agree. And it's
more
like
so than
it's such a different, they just don't do that. And the other thing is, now maybe they wouldn't have written it for somebody that couldn't do it. But can you imagine somebody who couldn't do it?
No, that's what I'm saying. It would just
Yeah.
be it would be so awkward.
Yeah. No, it would just so I think that is a great list of nominees. I'm glad we got so much love for Christopher George and Damon Wilson because they both deserved it. But I think ultimately, I think James Gregory is the right choice.
He's just a force. There's no arguing. You can't deny James Gregory.
Okay. The most interesting conversation we have every season is best regular cast member. So this is the first year where we have 6 cast members, but we only have 5 nominees. And this, of course, is best performance by a regular cast member. Season 1 went to Julie McCoy, Lauren Hughes. Last year went to Bernie Capel as Adam Bricker. I will say what I said last year, that a good chunk of this award, especially down ballot, is about your opportunities, not as much your quality.
And if you look at it like that, I know that there's 5 nominees, but realistically, there's only really 2 ways that this thing can go. Just saying that ahead of time, because you can just, they were non-participants this year.
I will say this. I think my 4 and 5 could be interchangeable. I think my 2 and 3 can be interchangeable. And I think my 1 is pretty rock solid. I think that's where my brain is. So
I feel as though my number 1 is rock solid. My number 2 is rock solid, and the other 3 are kind of.
That doesn't surprise me. Okay. So my number 5, well, first of all, relegated this season is Jill Wheeling as Vicky.
She didn't make the ballot.
I will say this. It would have been really hard for her to get in, considering she only joined about halfway through. That said, if it wasn't for that weird stretch with the cult episode and like some of the custody thing, there was just a weird stretch. But otherwise, she was really good in what they gave her.
They gave her quite a bit for half a season,
basically. They did. I like the character.
I'll
be curious to see where it goes.
Yeah.
Number 5 for me, and this is about opportunity as much as anything, I'm going with Ted Lang as Isaac Washington.
They didn't give him anything this year, man.
They gave him less than they ever do, which is just flat out stupid. Like the quote unquote Isaac episodes were him being third wheel to Rosie Greer and Melba Moore, and him being third wheel to Clifton Davis.
Yep.
And Bernadette, whatever her name was. Like, just he never got a romance. He never got.
I don't get it.
Anything.
You think they would just break it down amongst, or we're going to have X amount about this cast member, X amount of this, and they just.
Very weird.
And this is the guy that saved the ship during the hurricane, too. Like, can we not forget? And he got a promotion and all these other things. He just kind of.
Well, and it's like they did. I would bet they did more of the thing I want them to do, which is the 1-minute bar scene with a character.
Yes.
They did more of that, but I feel like they decided, all right, we did that and that's your thing. But it's like, if that's your thing, there should be another guy.
Well, they don't need him to do that.
Well,
I
or
mean, you know what I mean? It's got to be
right,
bigger or it's got to
right,
be his gimmick.
right, exactly. But it's like it just if you think that's it for him, you're wasting him.
I agree.
So that was my number
I
5.
also have Isaac at 5. And again, it's
Yeah.
coming down to opportunity.
Yep. All right. Number 4 is Lauren Hughes as Julie McCoy. Um,
Go ahead. I would love to hear this argument for number.
the
She didn't even make my list, sir.
well, we have to have 5. Who did you
I
have?
got 5.
Okay.
I
Okay.
got Vicky. Vicky at 4. They did more with Vicky this year, right? Than they
So
did. She's got a
here's what I'll
an
say.
intro in the beginning.
Here's what I'll
Yeah.
say. She was really good at the beginning.
Who?
Julie was really good at the very beginning. Listen,
Good
the
at what?
character
Good at
the
right.
character had some troubles, but
Yeah.
it was acted very real.
Sure.
And the end was very good when she had a bit of a redemption arc. I will not pretend the middle was good. I will not.
Mm.
It is a very thin margin between 4 and 5 as far as I'm concerned, but I'm giving it to Julie. Also, I didn't want to give her last place 2 years in a row. So
Fair enough. She didn't even make my. Yeah, she's
no, I
number
heard
6.
you're a
Yeah.
terrible
I
person.
just can't.
So
I didn't want to, but it was just the only thing. Look, I was left. Julie left me with just the Alaska thing. Is
I
just
get it.
so brutal.
Oh, you mean the worst moment of the year
Oh
again?
boy, it just makes sense now. What are we, number 3?
Well, you said Vicky was your number 4.
Yeah, Vicky's my number 4.
Good for you. All right, number 3. Last year's
Well,
winner, Bernie
yeah,
Capel as Dr. Adam Bricker.
still
This
underused this year, dude. Like,
underused, but I will say there was a stretch in the middle, and I think I brought it up where there was just a few doc storylines that just didn't hit for me.
yeah,
The one where he was sick, the one
yeah,
with the
that one was.
ex-wife, the
I didn't
one
like the one
where
where he was sick. I didn't like the way they portrayed
no,
him.
I didn't like the one with the quote unquote Alaska girl where he was all obsessed with the
Oh
Japanese
yeah,
robes. Like there was just like he
yeah, I
he
didn't like that. That's him.
he rallied late. I thought that last episode was great. That almost made a best storyline for me. The No More Girls for Doc.
Yeah, well, that was a good storyline. I like
I
that one.
thought that was great, but yeah, I felt like a very comfortable third for Doc.
Same. I mean, I've docked. There's no other. We know
Yeah,
who the top 2 is going to come down to.
I am very proud of you if this is where you have him, and you have to because we're out of cast members. So number 2 for me is Gavin McLeod as Meryl Stubing. Um, Everything we asked them to do, they have done.
Right.
There is a consistency. There is a direction. He is nailing it.
Yep.
While it's weird sometimes with his advice and his all that stuff, it makes sense in the episode. Like they gave him a spot and he hits it. And the comedy stuff that he does when they give it to him, he's amazing. Um, he's just been really good. He's been really, really, really good.
I
So
just want to say you are preaching to the choir, sir. There's a reason why I'm putting this cap on.
you're a big
Forget number
Stubing guy.
2. He's my number 1. Forget Gopher at 1. He's my number 1.
Oh my god.
He is the best regular cast member this year, and I'll tell you why he is. They gave him the most out of any cast member this season. He
That's
went
true.
through bringing Vicky on the boat. He went through the adoption thing of the Vicky. He played his twin brother. Like he was everywhere.
I don't know that can count. Can that count? I don't know if that can count. Jury might have to throw that one out. Yeah.
Not
So
yet. He has one more chance for that award. But I'm saying for all the reasons that you are saying right there. Now, don't get me wrong. The Gopher Spider Serenade storyline, that's the tipping point with me between the two. I give the slight edge to Gavin McLeod this year because of the lifting that he did and the improvement. I just think the overall improvement in the character. And I can't believe I'm saying this. But I think
here's the problem. while I don't necessarily agree, I feel like the fact that your character, the Mike Taylor character,
Yeah.
has gotten to this point,
I know.
I think we have to do this. And it's a shame for Fred Grandy because I do think he was the best, most diverse by far. I will
Sure.
say his second half cooled a little bit, which is fair, but I think I'm going to take this opportunity for you to give an award to Gavin McLeod. So
All right.
congratulations to Meryl Stubing for somehow winning Gavin McLeod winning multiple stubbies this year.
Wow.
So.
Wow. Who would have thunk? And our final award of the evening, and for season 3, this is the big one. The season 3 most outstanding performer. 5 nominees. Any male, female is eligible, including main cast, for the MVP of the season. Season 1 winner, Diane Carroll as Roxy Blue. Season 2 winner, Sonny Bono as Deacon Dark, and Phil Backstrom. All right. My number 5 for this award is Helen Hayes as Agatha Winslow in Marriage of Convenience, our latest episode.
Absolutely. Now, I just want to say this is my controversial winner. So I have 6 nominees here.
Okay.
I can give number 6 or I can wait until we decide about my controversial winner.
Hold off until we decide. No. Give me this. Give me the non-controversial one.
Okay. Number 6 for me is Carol Kay as Natalie. Everything I've said before is just like in terms of the best at the best thing, like was Carol Kay. So
okay, I can't argue with that.
And then to catch us up, number 5, we've talked about him as well. Patrick Wayne as Mark Benton. Again.
Interesting.
I really think that was just a tremendous acting versus character. I think tremendous. So
okay. I have James Gregory as Milton Benson as my number 4. Hey, jealous lover, but again, all reasons we've covered. These are all heavy hitters at this point. We know why they're nominated now.
Nobody's like showing up out of nowhere on this part of the ballot. So my number 4, funnily enough, the conversation we just had is Fred Grandy. Again, just because I thought he was the best crew member, not going to argue that point, but the musical, the writing, the episodes, all that stuff. That's why I have Fred Grandy at 4.
I have number 3. I have Ray Milland as Peter Bradbury. Again, he's already won an award tonight. Strong performance by Mr. Milland.
Number 3, this is where I have James Gregory. Again, was kind of looking for permission to give him best male. So was kind of sticking him in this spot just in case. So
my number 2 is Don Amici. Again, as Henry Dobson. I couldn't not nominate him. I know I nominated him multiple times, but he was just that good.
A lot of nominations for my cousin, uncle. I'm not sure. You know, those South Phillies could be anything.
Could be one. It's all of those.
Yeah, that's true. Cousin, uncle, cousin. My number 2 is Jane Wyman as Sister Patty. Basically, everything I said about nominating her for best female. She was, I thought, the best female effort of the season. So,
and my number 1, I'm putting the hat on for a reason. Gavin McLeod as Captain Stubing and Marshall Stubing, season 3.
I mean, that's fair, I guess. I didn't think about it that way. So that is a controversial pick.
Yeah.
Okay.
I knew this.
So I have a more controversial pick.
Oh boy.
Do you know when they give out Times Man?
Oh boy, this
when they give out like Times Man of the Year.
Yeah,
and sometimes it's like the computer or
sure, or it's a mirror, like the human being,
right, or something like that. If you look at this award, the season's most valuable player, or whatever we call it, isn't the award the olds? Like, isn't that the definitive?
Or it's a crew member.
I'm not going to fight you, although we both threw our flags, which is funny because this is probably one we could have.
Yeah. Who do you?
Oh, no. It's the olds. Like if it was a magazine cover, it would be Season of the Olds.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
I don't know if that's a road we want to go down, but I think if you look back at the past winners, when you think back at season 1, it's Diane Carroll and Bob Crane. When you think back at season 2, it's Sonny Bono. When you think back at this season, are you going to think Season of the Olds? And if you are, is that the winner? Now, I am not going to fight that hard because I think Gavin McLeod is an excellent choice, but that's my
no,
argument.
you know what, and it does make sense. It's outside of the box, but again, this whole season has been about one theme. It's been Season of the Old since the first episode of the season all the way to the end.
And I just feel like ultimately this is the one award that can really capture that.
Yeah,
right.
It speaks for the season.
Yeah. So I'm okay going with
No,
McLeod if you want to go with
I
an actual
agree.
person.
No, because I think look, if we're looking for the most valuable performers this season, it is the Season of the Olds. It's the Ray Milland, it's the James Gregory, it's the Helen Hayes. We don't have enough categories to properly recognize these people.
And I mean, we're not giving one to Jane Wyman. Like that's insane. Like, it's like it's cheating a little bit, but I feel less bad about giving it out here to a whole group than I would about doing a co.
No, I agree.
So,
well, it's a true definition, right? We're not adding anything that wasn't there.
Yeah.
I say we go with it.
All right.
Makes perfect sense.
I appreciate you hearing me out. And I also think that the fact that Stubing already got one miraculously. Yeah. So, well, 2. Gavin McLeod's got 2 tonight.
Look at him.
Jesus.
Arms are full. And I would imagine that this award would be really heavy and big.
Well, what an amazing night. Oh, especially for all the olds. So, all right, let's see if I can remember all these winners because this will make it easier for me when I'm writing these down. Best part-time crew member went to Henry Pollock II as Pierre. Best kid went to Stephen Manley as Kevin. The Norman Fell Award went to Richard Roundtree as Sleepy Dave Wilbur. The best animal rolls over to next season. No winner. Best horn dog went to Lois Hamilton as Hot Tub Angela. Let's see. Best storyline was
Spider Serenade.
Spider Serenade.
Yeah.
Let's see. Worst storyline went to
April's Love.
April's Love. Thank you very much. Let's see. Most improved went to Jill St. John, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see. Best duo went to Lauren Green and Audra Lindley.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see. Oh my God, these nominees are so long. Best villain went to Carol Kay as Natalie.
Solid. Yeah.
Best moment went to Matt in the hot tub. Worst moment went to Julie getting Alaska 3 years in a row for Julie. That's so terrible. Let's see. Did I miss one here?
Friends of Family Award.
Friends of Family went to Gavin McLeod as Meryl Stewing. Let's see.
Best musical performance.
Second went to Gopher for Mac the Knife.
Mac the Knife. Yeah, not the Navy song to Gene Rayburn.
No, well, and you hate Rex Smith, which is terrible. It's really going to screw up if we do. We're not going to do Street Hawk now because he's not a Stubby winner.
Oh, it's not a Stubby winner. Damn it.
Worst went to Patrick Wayne as Tom Benton. So back like 2 quick awards for Tom Benton there.
Awards too.
Best old, which was a friggin' knife fight, went to Ray Milland. Right? Or did it go to?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No,
okay, went to Ray Milland. Let's see. Next is best worst episodes. Best episode was episode 1. That was the Alaska wedding 2-parter. Worst episode was the ridiculous Not So Fast Gopher Soulmates, all the nonsense with the Hudson brothers. What a mess. Really was. It really was
Just
just an absolute
awful episode. Just
absolute mess. Let's see. Best female went to Ellen Hayes.
yeah,
Best male went to
James
who got
Gregory.
best male? James Gregory. That's right.
Yeah,
Best crew member in a shocking upset, Gavin McLeod. And the MVP, the most outstanding performer of season 3. That's right. It's the olds. The seasons of the olds completes in historic fashion.
they're
I don't
all
know
on
that we'll ever.
stage.
I don't know that we'll ever have that again. I'll be curious to see if we ever have that
It
again.
was
That is
wild from the
because here's the
beginning of the
thing.
end. Yeah,
I guess the only way you could have it would be like kids, right? Or maybe the crew. Like
I don't think.
I don't know. To have it as a group, you couldn't have the olds because we would never give it again twice.
No, I
Right?
don't think you. It was heavy. I
Yeah,
mean, who
it would.
knows? Maybe we get season of the olds too. I don't know if it's.
I just can't imagine we would go down. I can't imagine it being better.
Season
Just
of
by
the olds too,
comparison.
like new olds.
Electric Boogaloo, Cocoon.
Just what an evening, Mike. What
What
an
a-
evening it's been.
What a group. What an amazing. I don't know that season 3 was particularly good, but when you do it this way, you kind of find the good in it. And it allows you to kind of enjoy what we did, even though maybe week to week it doesn't feel like we watched a lot of good stuff. We definitely saw some good stuff. Like I don't feel like, except for a couple categories and certainly not the big ones, I don't feel like we were making up things we enjoyed, right? Like
No, it's not.
the last 6 or 7 categories are all top quality.
Oh, absolutely. And we're watching the show too. At least when I'm watching it, like I kind of know what I want in my Love Boat episode. So when I am critical, it's just coming from disappointment. I know what I like, and that's what I want, and that's why I'm curious to see how the show changes, if at all, in season 4.
Well, it's funny because when we wrapped up last year's Stubbies, we talked about kind of what was accomplished this season and what we wanted. And last season, we were pretty happy with that they had finally gotten some continuity,
right,
and some consistency in character, and that definitely carried through. The only character I think that is a little inconsistent is Julie, and even there, I think they're getting there. Right, they're finding their footing.
I hope so.
But there's not wild swings like there was in season 1. But I also think it was a much lesser cast season. And I also think it was the worst season. I don't know that those are related. But
yeah,
I think the good was really good here. I don't think there was as much good here as previous seasons.
I agree. I mean, as always, it's a journey to see what changes, what doesn't change. Was season 3 better than season 2 or season 1? No. If I had to give a flat answer, was it terrible? No, it wasn't terrible at all.
No, I think the thing that really hit home for me was when I was going through worst storylines and kind of worst episodes.
Right.
And there's a stretch between like 11 and 22.
Yeah.
Where there's a couple good ones in there.
Right.
And I think in my head it was every other, but I don't think it was. And I think there was just a really rough stretch. And that's where you kind of need like an amazing storyline to kind of pull you out of the fire.
Oh, yeah, you gotta have.
And I don't know that we didn't have a kissing bandit this season. Right.
No, we did not.
And that's okay. And I think this was just I will be curious, and we'll get into it when we talk about next week's episode. I will be curious to see how much of all of this weird season in some way was related to all the labor stuff going on.
Oh, yeah, that's a good
like were people holding stuff back, were jobs not existing or whatever. I'll say this before we get into it. The first 5 episodes of next season, synopsis and guest stars are stacked. That's all. Who knows? Who knows?
Interesting. I wonder
but it
why
made me very excited.
I wonder if they were just sitting on them.
I mean, is it something where people weren't working because depending on when they were filming these versus like, I mean, who knows? Like, I don't know when the strike. I will have more information on our premiere episode about the strike, but the
Okay.
fact that they don't start until late October, maybe people were available that wouldn't normally be available because of the strike.
Yeah.
Maybe people needed to work because they had been out of work.
Well,
Who knows?
I
But
wonder about like contractually how that whole thing works too. If you're out of work for CBS, does that mean you can just show up on an ABC show and
well,
be
it's
a
more
guest
about the
star? Like,
it's
how does
more
that
about the
work?
I think it's more about the production company. And you got to assume Spelling is a power player at this point.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and who knows? Like, it seems stupid, but maybe that's why we didn't see animals this year. Like, was that going to be a
Who
labor
knows? Who
negotiation point? Like,
knows?
who knows? So, but all in all, as we always say, love doing this. I
Love it.
watch the show. Just because it's not good doesn't mean we're not good, and doesn't like. I mean, listen, there have been some slogs this year. Like the episode where I had to do scene by scene, good or bad. Like that was the sign of a man at his wit's end.
Yeah, that was a
but
rough one. That was a
but
rough one.
but I think ultimately I still like doing it. I get excited about all of it. And I think people get excited about listening, which has been a great thing, especially here at the back end. We've had a real surge of
Yeah, we
listenership,
have.
and we really do appreciate all that. So
Yeah. Well, we did it. Season 3's in the books, Mike.
1/3 of the way done. What a ride it's been. And there are no, that I know of, significant cast changes now for a while. So,
I hope not. Jeez.
I think we're good till Ted McGinley shows up.
Ugh.
We have a few seasons for that. So,
Oh God, I'm not looking forward to that.
do you have something for next week or?
No, no. I always kind of viewed this as a standalone. You know what I mean? And we'll kind of get
So,
into
yeah.
season 4.
So here's what I will say. We have, in our first 5 episodes, that's all I looked at. And I looked at it as much for scheduling for us as anything. But
Mhm.
in our first 5 episodes next season, which by the way, first season 4 episode drops on May 18th.
Mhm. Mhm.
Get it in before Mother's Day for all you moms out there.
That's right.
You're the real heroes, moms.
Mhm.
The season premiere, which features a little Vic Tayback,
I saw that. I saw
a,
that. I'm
a little
excited.
a little Doris Roberts
Loved him, Doris Roberts. Yeah,
as a crew member.
I saw that too. Yeah. Well, good. It'll fill in
Yeah,
that slot for that
exactly.
Stubby
We're
work.
already ahead. A little Nipsey Russell,
Love him.
and I don't know if you've heard of this guy. A little Tom Hanks,
Big deal. It's a big deal.
and then we have a 2-parter, which features a lot of weddings, and then we have an hour episode that features one of our favorites, little Robert Culp,
I love some Robert Culp.
and then we have another 2-parter, and then we have a 90-minute episode, which was news to me today.
Listen,
But
we took this challenge on. It's the price we pay to deliver this much entertainment every other Monday.
they did us a favor on the 90-minute, and here's all I will say. It's the return of businessman number 1.
Oh, jeez.
So,
Well, I'm excited.
there are so many characters, like names coming up. I don't know if you remember our good friend Marv Prine will be within the first 5 episodes.
Can't wait.
So the beginning of next season is going to be huge. We are very excited to get back to it. But as you said, let's season 3 stand alone. It's been a great year. We didn't do a lot of guests this year. That was more scheduling. We will probably try to be a little better about that. But thanks to Amin and Jonas for chipping in on that. We had 30 total episodes this season, 25 Love Boat Propers, 1 Stubbies, and 4 bonus episodes, which we appreciate everybody listening to those. There will be more coming. But as always, if there's a bonus episode that is somewhat tangential to what we're doing here, let us know. And if you know where to find BJ and the Bear, please let us know.
No kidding.
But anyway, we will be back to start season 4 on Monday, May 18th. But until then, thanks for another successful season. Mike, thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you.
This is your baby, and it has really gone a lot further than I ever expected. So
Me and you both.
Looking
Just a
forward.
dumb idea.
I know, right?
Jeez.
Looking forward to season 4. We are more than 1/3 of the way done once we start season 4. So that is an insane thing. But thanks, everybody. Congratulations to all the winners. And hey, it's an honor just to be nominated.
That's right.
But we will see you for start of season 4. And until then, thanks, everybody, for a wonderful season 3.